Big up everybody. Last week, if you were here, you would know that I couldn't find the stupid chord. Couldn't find the chord to play it. But I found it. And so I did not want anybody to miss out on Michael Buffer. Big up everybody. SummerSlam with Tarek, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, watching SummerSlam. I'm not even a wrestling dude, to be honest with you. But at least I'm not anymore. Of course, everybody was when you were a kid. But no, I just had to play it because I said last week because we were talking about Michael Buffer. I said I had the little "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" on my iPad in front of me, but could not find it, so couldn't find the chord. So now you get it this week. If you weren't here last week and you're like, "What in the world is that dude doing?" This is not a WWE. This is not a wrestling. This is not anything related to wrestling at all, other than if you bring it up, because this is Talk Back Tuesday, and Talk Back Tuesday is the show that you get to come on and have your say. You get to direct and control really kind of how it goes, because I put a post in the chat that has a link, and if you click that link, it'll bring you on and you can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. The only thing you have to do is have a mic and headphones. Got to have headphones because it will help cut down the echo, if you will. But other than that, it's all about just coming on. Ideally, you'd have a camera. We'd like to see all of your beautiful mugs out there. But either way, we'll bring you on. We can chop it up and talk really whatever you want to. I've got some ideas. I got some topics that I want to hit, but we are directed by you, the listener, the audience, the watcher, the viewer. And so two ways to do that: to get in on the stream, or to get in the chat and post everything in the chat. So, but big up everybody. Glad you're here once again this week. So many of you are here every single week, and I certainly do appreciate it. This is nothing without you. So big up to everybody. Of course, as always, big up my guy, Snoopy. Snoopy, I don't know if you're listening. I know you always drop those comments early on. But if you're listening, I am going to do a stream. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream or a recording. I haven't decided yet. So you guys get in the chat and let me know what you think. But I'm going to talk both football. See, I was going to say football and soccer and football, with a Mr. Alex Dono. If you are a University of Miami Hurricane fan, you will know that name. And if you're not a University of Miami Hurricane fan, why aren't you? What are you doing? This is the place to be. This is the team to support. If you are looking for a college football team to support, pick the Hurricanes. It's the right answer, man. It is, in fact, the Hurricanes. Oh, I wish I could get. Oh yeah, here we go.
'Cause it's the Canes, baby.
Yeah, it's the Canes, baby. So it's almost college football season, just like it's almost time for the new PL season to kick off. So we're going to talk about all those things today. But certainly appreciate everybody that is here. Big up to my guy Luke, who has Luke is rocking the new kit. Oh, let's go. He got a fresh haircut. Man, Luke, you're camera ready, man. What's up?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to, get my stuff laid down real nice and tight. But man, glad to have you, man. You doing all right?
Yeah, good, bro. Yeah, I mean, let's say World Cup's done. It was good. It was good. But now back to club football now. Back to City again. Yeah, it feels weird because it's for the first time I think in City YouTube history, maybe bar like the end of the Pellegrini era, we're going into a new era of the club on YouTube. Like, obviously we had Blooming Rising TV and a few City channels like went towards before Pep came in, but this is the first time I've ever had a proper City community on YouTube going into a new era of the club.
Gotcha.
Properly. So
because I'm one of those guys. Like, to be honest with you, I wasn't really. I guess because I'm my age, I really wasn't into YouTube like that. And then started not too long before I actually started with Shades of Blue and then started looking and seeing what's all out there, and then realized, oh wait, there's a whole community of football conversation. Yeah, I'm looking for city conversation specifically, but I mean every team they got, you know, all whatever team you support, you can find a channel, you can find a content creator that's out there that's making content for your team. And I encourage you, even if you're not a City fan, that's okay. Stay here, so go support Luke as well, but support whatever channel that's out there that supports your team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's good
You just support the
because,
wrong team if you don't support City. That's all. Go ahead, Luke.
well, it's good because, like, you know what I mean? Like, even if like, you're kind of MK Dons fan or you're a fan of the lower leagues, there's going to be channels out there now, which I think is amazing. And the reason why those channels have a lot more subscribers than most people maybe in our community, because most of the time those channels like one channel of a club. So everyone who supports that club maybe locally will go and watch that channel, which is why I think YouTube's been so good, because it allows you to sort of just, you know, have your own communities like this. Even if you're like I know City's got obviously a growing community itself, and obviously that's getting bigger every year. But obviously we're still nowhere near the size obviously of the Arsenal's and United, because we're still way behind that, because obviously we're still growing a fan base over many years to come. So, you know, we're still behind that. But I think in a way it's good because our channels will only grow as a result. Like in 10 years' time, if we're still doing this, hopefully, see it 10 years' time, these channels that start off at the very start, like obviously there was obviously Blue Rose and TV that I don't hear anymore. Obviously you have Stephen McInerney who's been doing it for a good many years now. You've got Martin, you've got LB. They'll only get bigger and bigger. Like
Yeah.
even like me and you obviously and Shade to be like, they will get bigger as a result because they've been there from the very start, our long-standing channels. I think that's why I think it's so good to have this, because even if you start out, you've got 8 subscribers, it just shows that there's so much more to come, and it's going to only get better and better as the years go on. So I think it's a great thing this community we've got. It's really good.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. You know, you mentioned that the World Cup is over, and then you hear the story that FIFA is trying to sell effectively stock in the organization, and while it says, well, we're going to maintain, sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Is there an ITK intro? Let's see what I got. Let's see what's on the iPad. Let's see what we can pull up. So let's see here. Let's see. I don't think I have anything that's good for ITKs. But you know, if for an ITK, if we're going to, you know, spend a lot of money, we're going to need some help. So, we're going to need, oh, dang it, I muted it. We're going to need some you know, City's spending all this money and everybody's concerned about how much money is Elliot Anderson going to cost and how much money is, Rodri we're going to get for Rodri. Everybody's concerned about money, but you don't have to be concerned about the money because I got 5 on it. See, everybody's got 5 on it. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
There you go. Right back now. I played what was it that song when it beat Chelsea 5-1 and it was Super League last year. We won 5-1. So yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, that's what anytime we score 5, I always Shades of Blue. I used to always hit that button when we would be recording. We'd be like, oh, the score was 5. Yeah. Martin, why are you not a moderator? Why are you not a moderator? Because I'm one man band and I got to do it all by myself. And so I got to hit the button. But let's see. Mancunian, wait, can I just say, you are now a moderator. Now you have no excuse not to be on here. You're funny. Got a huge headache. I was going to make a joke about this, but I won't. But no, you should be a moderator, to be honest with you. So appreciate it. Anyway, but no. So, what are your thoughts about? Have you seen the story, Luke? About oh wait, Solomon. I didn't see. Sorry, sir. Let me get you on here. Big up, Solomon. Hopefully, the audio is better this week. I'm not seeing you. Hold on. Let me. Why am I not? So I don't see Solomon. I see his name, but I don't see his video. Do you see his video, Luke?
I don't see it either. No.
All right, I thought maybe it was just me, but I can see him on in the background, backstage. So I don't know what's up with that. Not sure, Solomon. Log out and come back in and see if it doesn't work better next time that way.
The story, yeah.
So did you see the story about FIFA and Gianni Infantino trying to sell? Of course, I can't help but say it. Of course, Trump is involved and going to make money off of it because his son-in-law Jared Kushner is like the lead investor that they've lining up, and he's going to invest money and all this stuff, man. And it's like, did you see the story?
Yeah, saw it. Yeah, the thing is, right? Anyone that thought Infantino was coming in to replace Blatter and it would be corrupt, it's a tale of all this time. Money in football, corruption will always exist. That's just how it's going to be. Like, it sounds like it's sad, but it's true. And we all know it to be true. Like, the amount of money in football, be it in the players, the managers, the agents, the organizations, is far too much now. It's like F1 in a way. It's what F1 does. F1's getting bigger and bigger every year as a result of Netflix, obviously, and all that stuff, but pumped into it. It's the exact same thing there. In sport, and we know it ourselves, right? We're watching any kind of sport. The more money in it, the more corrupt it probably will be. It's sad, but it's just how it is. And when I saw that, it surprised me at all because I just thought, well, it's typical FIFA, isn't it? Infantino,
and that's the unfortunate part. It again shows that the focus for FIFA, the organization, has become money more so than the game itself, what happens on the pitch. It's not about the on the pitch anymore. It's all about money. And for many people, they probably think it's always been about money. And that's probably true to some extent. But what we saw in this World Cup with the pricing and all that kind of stuff, because, Stefan Borson on Twitter commented about the story, but he said guarantees a hugely expensive World Cup tickets and incentives. It incentivizes finding more FIFA tournaments. So basically, there's going to be more and more tournaments because, again, FIFA's trying to generate more and more money, that organization, to get their money back. And guarantees hugely expensive World Cup tickets. Why? Because then Infantino and FIFA can basically bribe and bribe the local FAs and say, well, we'll give you $10 million, $20 million or pounds or whatever, quid, I think is what you guys would say. So you just I'll give you money and you vote for me, and it keeps him in power. It's just all kind of ridiculous. And I thought we were done with talking about FIFA because for the most part, we don't talk about FIFA. We talk about the game, which now is not even the game anymore. It's EAFC. So you don't talk about FIFA really, except for the World Cup. Every 4 years, you talk about the organization. Other than that, you're talking about your local club. You're talking about, the local FAs or the national leagues, not the organization. But they found a way, even after this World Cup is over, to keep their name in the news, to keep themselves the forefront of everything. And I am trying to move on from the World Cup. So let's move on. Up next for City is the preseason tour of Asia. The Blues will travel to Asia on Tuesday, which is today. I was writing all this stuff down yesterday. So ahead, they'll play Inter. They'll play a friendly with Inter on 12:30 kickoff UK time on Saturday. So 12:30 UK time is going to be 7:30 a.m. my time. But then they'll play Inter there. After that, we go to Seoul, Korea to play a K-League All-Stars team. So an All-Star 11 from the K-League. That game will be on Wednesday, August the 5th. It'll be a noon kickoff UK time. Yep. And then finally, they will match up against Atletico Madrid at noon kickoff on Sunday, August the 9th. So over the next, beginning on Saturday, they'll have 3 matches in 8 days as they go into and start preparing for the season. There was a post that showed the 28 member travel squad, the folks that are traveling, 28-man preseason tour roster. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. That's actually not what I want. I wanted to show the picture. Let's go back. All right, we'll pull it up like it is, and then hopefully it is big enough for folks to be able to see it. But we have on this 28-man travel roster that is not big enough to see. I don't even know how to make this bigger. That's so sad.
You can click on it, can't you?
If I click on it, it'll take us to the city.
I was as a link. I was a link. Yeah, so
yeah.
Picture you sort of
there is a way for me to make this bigger.
Max Shabba. I'm pretty Martin. If you're still in the chat, I'm pretty sure wasn't that the guy that we're looking from Angers? So
there we go.
Important then, clearly. Well, yeah, okay.
One more. All right, so. All right, so traveling squad. Our keepers are, of course, Bettinelli, Donnarumma, Max. How am I saying this? Cabot.
I'm pretty sure. Chat. Let me know as well. Is Max Chabot that keeper that we were linked with from Angers? I'm pretty sure because obviously we signed him, but they've actually announced him joining it. Unless he's obviously a academy signed him, which is cool, but. I do think it because again that's a random out of nowhere signing, but
yeah. And then Jack Wint.
Yeah.
Is he academy keeper? One of the academy kids?
Yeah. He's he's very high rated. Jack
okay.
Wint. Yeah. Like what with Trafford before him? Yeah, he's a good young keeper. Very good.
Joshua says, Max Charbot is the keeper from Angers. Yeah. Martin says we actually haven't even done the deal yet. Obviously, it's far enough down the road. It's far enough down the road that they think they're going to get it done. So, we'll see. Speaking of, let's get Martin on here. Big up, sir. How are you?
Evening.
So you said you're getting a jab, or is this like the COVID shot, or just?
No, I'm on the weight loss jab.
Okay. All right. So that's got you all.
I'm cheating.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. So your health is more important. So we're talking.
Skinny me soon. Skinny me.
You're gonna change up, Mark. You're gonna be one of those people that you're gonna lose weight, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be all different, and we're gonna try to come on your show, and you're gonna be all fancy and stuff. You're gonna be acting different. You're not gonna want to be bothered with little peons like us. You're gonna be switching it up. You're going to switch it up. I see.
I've got a meeting with Mark Goldbridge next week. Just to go through from
right, yeah.
Who the fuck are you two? Get off.
If you have a meeting with Goldbridge, I would question not that you lost weight, but that you might have lost your mind. Do I still have this thing plugged up? Yes, you would have lost your mind. I hate the stupid thing. Developers, people like me that don't know how to make this stuff work. Anyway, so yeah, Martin's gonna switch it up, but we're talking the squad that's traveling to.
You mean the academy squad?
I mean, a lot of them, not all of them. So we talked about keepers. So the defenders are going to be, of course, Ait Nori, Max Elaine, Caden Brathwaite.
Yeah.
Vardiol.
All right, give me that.
Maddie Henderson Hall.
Kid.
Kid.
Kuzanov.
Mm-hmm.
Rico
First
Lewis.
Shit.
I told you. It's the weight loss,
It
man.
started. It started.
Steve, he's gonna be Hollywood soon, and all that kind of stuff. So, Steven Infuni and Beats Hayes.
Kid.
I mean, kid kind of for Vita Hayes, but not really. Big up, Dylan. Appreciate you. Got you pulled on, man. We're talking through the
mids now. Hey, wait to get to the strikers.
I was gonna say
we've got 30-goal strikers up there, haven't we?
Midfield. Well, let's just go to, since you talked about it. So the forwards are gonna be Ryan McAdoo,
winger. He's a fucking winger, and we're sticking him in the forward line.
Divine Mbama and Sangari.
Is it Mbama or is it Mikasa?
It says Mubama, but
midfield.
Yeah, we brought him back from Stoke. I thought he broke his leg.
Makasa is in the midfield.
Didn't break his leg
his loan ended. His loan.
But didn't he break his leg at Stoke, or am I thinking of someone else?
I don't know, but he's on this list to travel. Mubama, yeah, that's the forward. But Makasa is on here as well. He's a midfielder. He's listed as a midfielder, though. I'm actually interested to see Sangari, because that's the one that we got from PSG, right?
PSG.
Who scored a bunch of goals for PSG's.
I've got a question, Tariq.
Yeah.
Why is Vinny Jr. not in that squad?
Well, we're going to get to that in a minute, because somebody said that he was going to be going to Arsenal, but now it sounds like Arsenal might get stood up at the altar. So we will see.
Hang on. The player has to be informed whether he's going to Arsenal before Arsenal do it.
That's fair. That's
the
fair. I
I
appreciate them. I will appreciate if they get stood up, or he doesn't show up for when they go to pick him up at the airport, and there's no Vinny Jr. there.
Have you seen what they've done tonight? They've got a picture of Robbie Lyle with the Vinny Jr. hair going. We've got Vinny Jr. It wasn't the one we wanted, though. It's hilarious.
That's funny. And then in midfield we have Echeverry, Echemesi, Phil, Jaden Heskey, Kova, Jeremy Monga, Mukasa, Nico G, Xavier Parker.
Parker's a good player from what I've sort of watched last year.
Reinders, Floyd Samba,
good player. Yeah.
Semenyo and Savino. And Savino might be on his way, so he may not even make the trip.
He's already gone. They've already gone, mate.
That's right, they're already gone. You're right.
They're flying there at the minute, but they're actually in flight now.
Will it be like an in-flight pickup? Right, Tottenham.
Well, they're gonna, instead of refueling, they're gonna readjust Savino back down to back into London.
Right,
that's what they made parachutes for. Just push them outside.
Get off.
No, actually, let's be fair, because I want to get to him in a minute.
Calvin Phillips hasn't gone.
Yeah. Well, Calvin Phillips hasn't gone. Jack Grealish hasn't gone.
Where's he going, Calvin?
Calvin's finalising his loan Sheffield United or wherever he's going.
Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday?
Somewhere in Yorkshire, and Jack's not gone because he's injured. But
they said he's still recovering. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, because he's been in training for 2 weeks, absolutely fine. So I don't fully believe that either. I think he's just...
Yeah, I just think that we know he's not going to be here. I don't think there's a appetite for him to be here.
There is no redemption arc.
Yeah. No. So that is the squad. So let's talk. Obviously, Martin, you came on. You said, the academy squad or whatever. So you think this is very light, and of course it is, because City had the most. City had the most players representing our team at the World Cup. Many of them, of course, those England players went deep. Rodri with Spain went deep. So those players aren't going to be here. France went deep, of course, keep going, right? So they're not going to be here yet. So we have a lot of players that just aren't available. But looking at this, of course, this isn't going to win the Premier League. It's probably not even going to. I mean, but it's not bad. There's enough there, and really, this is not even about winning matches, right? This is just about getting people an opportunity to play with each other, but more importantly, play for Maresca. Anybody that's able to watch these matches should be watching to see how do we play under Maresca? What differences are there? What things are kept the same? Those are the things that I would be looking for. And if I can find, and I've got a post on here somewhere about how to watch the matches, but
City
TV. Yeah.
Also,
So,
as well.
There's no Juma Ba. Somebody mentioned that. No Juma Ba. I did have that note as well.
No, Juma Ba's going back out on loan. If not being, they're either going to loan him or sell him.
Right.
And I guess there's enough defenders that, because again, to me, it just, why not bring him and see? But it doesn't feel like he has a long-term future for City. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe people feel differently. But
no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
I think it's one of those things. We bought him with an intent to flip him for money. We hope that he goes out, he does well wherever he goes on loan, enough for us to make enough money to basically get a bunch of profit. That's what he's a money play, and there's going to be some of those. Unless of course he rips it up completely, then of course we reserve the right to bring him back. But I just don't see that. So it is what it is. Outside of those players, is there anybody else that you feel like should be on this? Of course, we talked about Calvin Phillips. We talked about Grealish. We talked about Juma Ba. Is there anybody else that you're like, wait, where's that person?
No. Not, the thing is, right? I mean, who's there right now is going to be there. I think. So it's like Calvin's not going to play. Well, eventually he'll leave the club on a permanent deal. Eventually, whenever that may be, Grealish obviously is going to go. I mean, you won't see any of the main guy probably until after the thing anyway. So yeah.
So looking at this lineup,
Community Shield.
Right.
So looking at this line, or at this set of 28 players, if we had to play a game, which we will on Saturday, we're going to play Inter.
Hell yeah.
And again, Maresca's probably not playing this match to necessarily win it. It's really more about seeing what you got. However, you do want to win it if you can. So if we were to put out the best lineup out of this, we're going to say, of course, Donnarumma is in goal. As far as defenders, we're probably saying Ait Nori on the left, Rico Lewis on the right. Is it Vardiol and Kuzanov at center back? Probably. And that leaves Max Elaine, Vitor Hayes, Footy, those three.
Also play Branthwaite at left back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And most likely what Pep has done in the past is, heavy substitutions either at halftime or shortly after halftime.
Yeah,
so all of these kids are going to play. But
apparently it's storms out there at the minute that have been like torrential downpours.
I thought that only happened in the US.
No, it's the typical Asian. It's typhoon season, whatever season it is over there. It's not great over there.
Yeah, no, that was sarcasm on my part.
Oh my God.
Because
I can never tell your sarcasm,
Well, of course you could, because everybody complained about the U.S. and all the storms and all that kind of stuff. So anyway,
hey, I've been in it, mate. When I'm sat in a 4-hour bloody delay.
I wish I had. What you do is you go inside the little hallways or whatever you want to call it of the stadium, and you just sing a bunch of songs.
Yeah, spend $25 on a hot dog. Always good fun.
I posted a video a long time ago of the match in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That was the first match that. I think that was the game that Holland scored his first match, but it was a big delay. And
the Bayern game, yeah,
against Bayern. Yeah, but there was a lot of singing in the inside the stadium in the corridors or whatever inside, so where you were safe. So that was really cool because again, for me, being an American, let me just tell you, the reason I want to go to these matches is for the environment, right? Of course, I want to see the players on the pitch, but I want to experience that environment. And it's not the same in the U.S., right? It's just not the same.
No.
But being there, singing those songs, all that kind of stuff, that was really cool. So I really appreciated that. Obviously, I've gotten a chance to come over to England now and done that. So that was great. Now the next thing for me is coming over and being at the Etihad. So that's coming up soon. I'm probably gonna kick it at Martin's house. You got a room for me to stay? How much is a room?
Mate, you are always welcome at my house, and it's free of charge.
All right, fair enough. I don't even need a
Free house.
Yeah, I don't even need.
You got to share the bed with me though.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll be at the hotel. Don't worry. I'm gonna stay at the hotel connected to the stadium, so I can just be right there, as far away from you as possible.
How much?
I don't know how much that, because I have no idea. I'm just completely making that up. All right, so moving to midfield, so Nico G is here, so he's probably your holder. Him and Kova potentially playing together. You got Tijani Reinders, Phil, Claudio. Who would you want to see? Of course, they're all going to play. We want to see Phil get back to his best. Do you want to see Phil as that starting in that 10 spot? Do you want to see Echemesi in that 10 spot? Do you want to see one of the young kids in that spot?
See, for me, I want to see Foden play. I think Echeverry's a woman because, like, even if he does well in his preseason, I imagine he's good going out alone again probably. I mean, unless he impresses massively and changes everyone's mind. But I'm like, well, I mean, you got Shirky and Foden anyway when everyone's back, so long term, I think that's depend, but
for me, what I would want to see, because I think Kova's going to go probably too. So I want to see Nico G, Tijani Reinders as the 8, and then say Phil as the 10, or you want to say Phil and Tijani both as double 8s, dual 8s with Nico as the holder. That's what I would want to see from this lineup. And then, of course, you want to see those other players come on, get minutes.
Well, do we know the formation?
I'm just saying. I'm just assuming it's a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, something like that. That's an assumption. I have no idea.
Because I mean,
it's a shame Teddy Lamb's not gone.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised he's not there.
Well, there was talk to bring in Watmouth back, but they decided to keep him on Stockport and let him go on Stockport's pre-season job.
Was Lamb in the training this week? Or was he not in it?
Lamb is the one that scored a bunch of goals for the academy. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a pretty good player, actually. But I do wonder, is it because he's too young? It's too early for him, maybe?
Must be missing Stockport.
So, and then for forwards, we got Makedo, Mubama, and Sangari. I know a lot of people are really excited about Makedo. For me, I'm most excited to see what this Sangari kid can do. He scored so many goals for PSG. We went and got him. I want to see what he can do. I want to see him perform. I want to see him score a bunch of goals because he's probably going to go on loan. So we need. Well, I mean, maybe he's the Haaland backup. I don't know. Maybe Mubama is the Haaland backup. I have no idea. But I want to see that kid play and see what he can do.
So I'm also intrigued to see if Svenja plays for striker as well. I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm intrigued to see if there's a change up there at some point.
You said Semenyo?
Yeah.
It very easily could be him leading the line, right? Especially because we think he has a potential to be a backup for Haaland while also playing as a winger. So it's very.
Sangari won't be part of it.
You don't think so? I mean, he'll get minutes off the bench or something like that, or maybe he's just there for make up the numbers and just
there's a lot.
Be around.
I'll be honest with you, 3/4 of that squad is there because people aren't there.
Yeah. Somebody asked about Naipan. He's already gone on his loan.
Naipan's at Lamel, and apparently he's not doing very well either.
Well, it's early. How's he not doing? Has their season started already?
They're either doing something. They're doing something, but apparently in the games that he's been in, He's not impressing.
Well, it's
Wow,
weird
that's
because
interesting.
at Borough, he was doing well last year, only at Borough last year. So I don't know what's happened there.
They changed managers at Borough.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
There's an
Edwards.
American that's going over to Borough, because there's one. If you were paying attention to the World Cup, Sebastian Berhalter, one of the midfielders, he just went over to Middlesbrough. So we will see how he gets on. Of course, when you leave America, leave one of these teams, you're going over there because you think you can, make that step up to that next level and increase your exposure and all that good stuff. So we'll see if he can make that step up. Well, I don't know, but we will see. Big up, Ed. I see you in the chat. Nipan on loan. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. So any other thoughts on this squad that's going out to, or it's already en route to Asia?
Do you know what? It'll be a lot of fun, but I think, like we said, right, like Martin said, most of this squad, it would just be a case of giving them a bit of game time while the players that were the World Cup get a rest. Community Shield might get a better understanding. I think, as I thought, like anyone thinking that a lot of these players are going to play first team, you might get McCain, you get a few bench players position here and there, but considering it's Maresca's first year, he's going to want to have a good start to the season. I know people want to see young players. I want to see young players come through as well, but we've got to phase them in. So most of these guys probably won't make it anyway, which is harsh, but it's true, sadly. But I think, again, you'll start seeing the real Maresca team post probably. I mean, Martin, you obviously disagree. I don't think you'll probably see the proper City team out to at least, I reckon, after the window closes, probably.
You won't see the proper City team until probably September time when the window closes.
That's what I think as well.
I genuinely do believe we're going to be busy right up until September the 1st.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go into that when you want me to do my section. I hate you calling it, but never mind.
You want to do the ITK with Martin? That's the section you want to do that now?
No, we'll do that whenever you want. There's not a lot in that section. If you're a Kovacic fan, you'll be happy. If you're not a Kovacic fan, cover your ears.
Oh, are we keeping him?
Last year, Martin? All right.
He's quite well in out his last year with City.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. He wants.
You know what? I'm actually all for that personally. I'm actually all for that. Experienced player. Yeah, why not?
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't know if I mind that either. I mean, I think we need a little bit of consistency. So
guys in the chat, right, saying F off, right? You need experience. What do you want? Do you want a team full of no experience, lads? We're not Chelsea. What are we doing? Come on.
People acting like Kovac is scrub, bro. Like he's pretty good.
Right. Look, opinions are perfectly fine, fair enough, right? But you can't expect a team of young players. As Alan Hansen said, you can't win it with kids.
Yeah.
I think you need the option. I don't want him to necessarily get a bunch of minutes. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't. I want to see those other players.
It'll be like the John Stones last year.
Yeah, I want to see those other players get their minutes. But
can I just say something to Spicy Potato, because I know he likes a little wind up again, and I want Spicy Potato to turn his hearing aid up, just so I know he can actually hear me. Things change. Things can change. Whereas Kovacic was going 1 minute, he is quite happy to sit out his final year.
Yeah. All right. We'll get back to
sometimes
transfers.
You don't always get the targets you want, and sometimes you have to keep a signing because you don't always get the signings you want, so you have to keep a player.
Yeah.
Things can change.
So we're going to talk transfers here in a bit, but I want to talk about the Champions League because we kind of went out relatively early last season out of the Champions League, but we are once again in pot 1. You can see the pots there: pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4. Hopefully everybody can see that.
Yep.
But so in pot 1, again, we're in pot 1, but we have to play 2 teams out of this pot. We're going to play 2 teams out of this pot. We can't play any of the teams from England, from our federation. And by ours, I don't mean me because I'm not from the UK, but I mean the club. But we can get Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, PSG, Inter, Barcelona, or Atletico Madrid. So Dylan, out of that group, give me the 2 that you would want to face.
Probably Liverpool, Barcelona.
We can't play Liverpool because they're in England. So
Barcelona and Atletico. Why not?
Luke, what about you? The 2 that you would like to face?
For me, Bayern and Barcelona. It's just not Madrid for a bit.
Everybody in the chat, put in there what your thoughts are if you have a team, the 2 teams that you would like to face, and then we're going to say the 2 teams that you don't want to face. For me, I'm going to say I would want to face maybe Inter because there's a strong possibility we're going to see John Stones again. So I'll say Inter and at that point, it's anybody but Real Madrid. I'm just tired of Real Madrid. We're going to end up playing them at some point. We know that's going to happen, but, anybody but them. I don't want to have
All
to
I
do
ask
this
for,
early.
right? Build the Haaland and Mbappe battle up again for a couple of years. Let us look forward to it. I don't want to, but UEFA, please, for once, give us O'Reilly Yamal. Give me a battle against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Something different. Please, something different. I'm bored of playing Mbappe.
Yeah, I think I want Barca. Give me Barca. Yeah. Give me Inter and Barca, I think. Yeah. Martin, what 2 teams would you want to face out of this pot, Martin? Because we got to face 2. What's the 2 that you would want?
Do you want me still think? Yeah.
Who I want?
Pot 1.
I'm not bothered. I'm really not, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure we're ready for the Champions League. But listen, I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. Do you know what it is? And I've said it loads. I don't get excited on the Champions League.
Yeah. Even after, did that change at all after we won it?
I think winning it is what did it. I think it was like, once we won it, I'm done. Because if you look at that pot 1, you've got what? Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, Inter.
Barca, and Atleti.
There's no new teams.
Right, which we'll get to in a minute. So let's jump down to, let's just do this.
I don't like the new format. I hate the new format because of this reason.
Okay.
I know what they're trying to do, but like, for example, we played Real Madrid in December, and it was a completely different game than playing him in the knockout.
Yeah. So, Solomon, I see you are backstage. I'm going to bring you on and give you a second to get your headphones together. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, if you can hear me.
See, I'll have to play Roma. Roma
United are new, yeah.
Roma,
all right. Big up Solomon.
For Alf's sake.
So pot 2 has Borussia Dortmund, Roma, Sporting, can't play Aston Villa, but Porto, can't play United.
Hi, Terry.
What's going on, man? I don't know if that's you. There's a little bit of noise in the background, but big up, man. Yeah, no, it's just like it's not the mic issues that we had last week. It's just there's I don't know like a TV or something, just somebody in the background. I don't know. But we're talking about the Champions League. So Manchester, can't play Manchester United, Club Brugge, Real Betis, and PSV. Pot 3 has Feyenoord, Lille, Bodo Glimt, Napoli, Leipzig, Villarreal, Shakhtar Donetsk, Galatasaray, and Union SG from, I guess, Belgium. Pot 4 is Dinamo Zagreb, Celtic, Slavia Prague, Stuttgart, AEK Athens, I don't even know, some team from Omandia from Cyprus, maybe Como from Italy, Lens, and a team called Viking from Norway.
Yeah.
So out of those groups, let's build our preferred grouping. So we've already said our pot one. So give me the rest of your preferred. Who would you want out of pot two, Luke?
I'd like to. I think for me, it's probably Roma, and I'll go Braga. The third choice probably would be PSV. So them three.
And pot three.
Pot three, Feyenoord, because I like Feyenoord, and let's go for. I'll go for good old Shakhtar. One last, good old reunion. Shakhtar.
And then pot four.
And pot four, let's go for Como and Stuttgart, please.
All right, Dylan, remind me your pot one teams.
Was Barca Atletico.
Barca Atleti. Pot two, who you got?
What am I? Dortmund and Real Betis.
All right, three.
Napoli and Galatasaray.
Yep. And then pot four. Yeah. I just muted you for a minute, Solomon. I'll bring you back on, or you can unmute in a minute.
Como and Viking.
Como and Viking.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I guess for me, give Solomon, let me know when he's ready. But for me, I already said I want Inter and Barca in pot one. Pot two, I would go with I don't really know. I mean, I'll take any of these teams. Give me Dortmund and Roma, I guess. Pot three, I don't want Bodo Glimt again. God, keep them away from me. Give me Napoli. Hopefully I can see KDB again. And I'll take who's at Galatasaray? Which of our players is there?
Leroy and Gundogan.
Yeah. Give me Galatasaray. Give me all the reunions. And then finally pot four. I will take pot four. I'll take I don't know Viking, but I feel like that's a long way to go. A lot of travel, so I don't want them. Give me Celtic and Como.
I think Como is the one I want because it's like Fabregas, Nico Paz. Yeah.
Is my voice better now?
Yeah, no, you're good. So go ahead. Tell me your pot 1, 2, 3, 4 teams.
I'm confused. Like, what are we supposed to do?
So from pot 1, which are the teams that you would want to see?
See as in how? See as in like
for us to play.
Okay, it's probably the easiest one. From part 1 is going to be Atletico Madrid and Inter.
All right, pot 2.
From part 2 is going to be PSV from the Netherlands and Real Betis from Spain. Then from part 3, I'm going to go for Feyenoord from Netherlands and Lille, L'Osquilel from France. Then part 4, I'm going for Como, Italy, and RC Lens from France.
All right, cool. So those are all of our pots. Now, the question I have for everybody is, what is, in the U.S., we talk a lot about the group of death. So what's the hardest pot what's the hardest, combination of teams that City could end up with? Do we think, I'm going to mute you again, Solomon, real quick. Do we think, is Bayern Munich one of the hardest teams we could face in pot 1?
Yeah. But
Bayern and PSG?
Yeah.
PSG probably the most. Bayern, I think, definitely up their cards because of Kane, Diaz, and Elise. But Barca and Madrid don't really scare me because I think for me, right, like they're both got players that we're used to playing anyway. This is not news for us. I think, and also Barcelona are very hit and miss themselves at times, especially in Europe. So,
Solomon, what's the hardest? Do you think the hardest group out of pot one would be PSG and Bayern? You agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. They're the two best clubs for me, in my opinion.
All right. What's the two hardest out of pot two for you?
The two hardest out of
and we can't play
two,
the England teams, so anybody that's not from England.
Okay, that would be Aston Villa. And sorry, you can't be from England.
Yeah.
So that would be Borussia Dortmund and Real Betis and Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund, Real Betis. Luke, Dylan, you guys are. I don't know, Martin, if you're still around too, but your thoughts on part two? What's the hardest combination out of part two?
I'd probably say Dortmund and Sporting. I'd probably say.
Yeah, one of the Portuguese teams, Sporting.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Pot three. Is Bodo Glimt one of the hardest teams we could play in pot three? The combination of the pitch, the travel, and we just seen them kick butt in Napoli. Well, we got two. So is Napoli
Napoli Galatasaray.
Does everybody agree with that? Napoli, Galatasaray, the hardest two?
For me, Feyenoord and Lille, they're not as good as they were a couple of years ago. I mean, now, Leipzig are a bit hit and miss, but obviously no more demanding after them. They were a bit weird. I would definitely.
People have figured Bodo Glimt by now. That doesn't happen all the time.
It took a way long into the knockout stages before people figured it out.
Yeah, but it won't. Yeah, people know what's coming now.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone will go there now with the aim to sort of take them seriously. So yeah.
Pot four should be, not. I'm not gonna call anybody a pushover.
Have a look at the teams. Is there anyone there different to last season or the season before?
Yeah, Viking. Was Viking in it last year? Was
Union? They're not fully in it. They've got to go through a qualifier. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lons would be kind of Lons that I'd like sort of say a bit more of.
Just want a new destination. It's the same.
But Como was in for the first time last season, right? Wasn't Como in last season for the first time?
Como.
So they're still new.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's Como. There's really Celtic. We've been.
Ammonia will be all right in Cyprus. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So what I don't want to see, I don't want to see Shakhtar Donetsk. I've seen them 1.5 million times in just the 13 years that I've been a City fan.
It's a meme to it. It's a meme. We have to.
Yeah. Spicy Potatoes says he wants Bayern and Barca.
That's what I want.
Why would you want them early on?
And just to play them. Union SG is one of the better ones of pot three.
I was saying you want electrocution on your balls.
Martin, Bob says Bodo would cook both Napoli and Galatasaray.
But based on what? Based on last season.
And also Kasper Holg, by the way, their striker has just gone to Celtic, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's like saying Leicester won the league one year, so they're going to win it every year.
And Kansé went to play Chelsea, didn't he?
So that is the Champions League. I don't recall when the actual draw takes place, but when is it? August 27th. So just about a month from yesterday, we will get this draw and we'll find out who we actually end up playing. But those are all the possibilities. We will see who we end up with when it's all said and done. But speaking of the Champions League, I want to know you guys' thoughts on this. Jeremy Doku Goat 11. So Doku says he wants the UCL over the PL. And I know this question gets asked a lot, pretty much every single year. A lot of people, I would say more traditionalists, are probably give me the PL every single year. That's kind of the bread and butter. I see you shaking your head, Luke. Which would you prefer?
This year, the Prem. I think the Champions League for me is more of a. I predicted when Enzo joined that he win the Champions League with us in his time here with us, but I don't think it'll be this year.
People give him a lot of credit for like his ability to coach his team through knockout competitions, which we saw last year with the Club World Cup.
Yeah, obviously eliminated PSG.
Go ahead.
I can see him getting finals.
Some people say he outcoached Luis Enrique's the final, which was a good display from Enzo Maresca. He also beat Barcelona 3-0 in the Champions League. So I would say it's very, very solid, and maybe he studies the other team opposition before playing them to know their weaknesses, because that's how I feel like this Chelsea team has been beating them. You understand? Because I think Enzo Maresca knows how to play against the team. So he's setting up the team in a way, in a pattern that can be used to beat them.
Doku again says we win the PL every year. Kings 99 says, nah, give me the UCL. Bob says, I've seen the Prem like 7 times. Get me another UCL.
Yeah, then we're done for another Champions League.
Yeah, so Real Mario FFX Mario says, give me the UCL. Wait, hold on. Tired of the Prem is like crazy. Look, you can say we've won it a lot, and that's fair, but to be like, I'm tired, you can never be tired of winning your league. You got to win it every year if you can.
That's always going to be the end goal, to win your league.
That's look, I'm not mad. If somebody says they want to win the UCL, I get it, because again, get 2, get 3, whatever. I get it. That's cool. But to be like you're tired of the Prem, come on, man. You can't be tired of it. This is our thing. We got to win it every year.
Also, we haven't won it the last 2 years, have we?
No, so again,
we win it back.
He says we need to catch United, so winning that UCL will get us close, because United's got 3, I think, right? So we got one more gets us 2, and then anything is possible. So we'll see, but big up. All right, so let's talk. Before we talk, obviously transfers are going somewhat slow. We're going to bring on Martin, going to do his ITK segment.
Oh, I'm not bothering, because I'm going to come up and everyone bitches and moans about that.
But before we get there, even though the transfers have been slow, we've seen a flurry of contract extensions, contract renewals. Obviously, we saw Phil Foden extend out to 2030. We saw Kuzanov extend out to 2031. Solomon, I'm going to mute you because I feel like I have to yell over top of the background noise. Kuzanov extended out to 2031, and then Gavardio also extended out to 2031. 2031, I guess, is just 5 years. Maybe there's only significance to it. But, when everybody's extended to 2031, Phil, of course, only to 2030. But it makes you question again, maybe they're just give me the longest 5-year contract I can get, I guess. I don't know.
I guess that's the minimum.
Well, not the minimum, because they could extend for shorter, but the maximum maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maximum. That's what I meant.
But for them, everybody going to 2031, it's great. Although what you don't want to have is where everybody comes up at the end of their contract all at the same time, and you lose a lot of players all at once. You want to be able to keep people on. Big up, hold on real quick. Big up to Kings 99, because he said, let me see what he said on here. He said we need so it wasn't him that said, no, that was Mario. It wasn't Kings, it was Mario. But big up, Kings. We're going to bring you on. Hey, Solomon, I need you to mute your mic, man. I keep muting it and you keep bringing it back on. But it's just too much noise in the background. When you get ready to talk, I'll bring you back off, all right? Or you can bring yourself back off mute when you're ready to talk. But Kings, big up to you, man. Glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. So you said we need that UCL final feeling one more time. So you're UCL over Prem.
Not necessarily, but yeah, I think another UCL would do good for us, actually.
Okay.
I prefer UCL. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. If you could only get one, you take that one. Okay. I'm not mad at it. Again, I wouldn't pick it if I could only get one, but I'm not mad at it. So, what else you got? Anything else that you wanted specifically you came on to say?
Yeah, mostly about the signing. Since Xavier is going, like, who do you think we should buy?
All right.
Because
So
we're gonna need a replacement.
So let's get to transfers. Martin, I hope you heard your name being called, but let's get to transfers. So you asked the question specifically, Kings, about Savinho. There was talk today. I think it was today at least. Fabrizio Romano says Savinho informed Manchester City about his desire to leave this summer. Wants to play more, develop his career. MCFC have been informed by the winger, all in Man City hands now. Tottenham have City top of their list as revealed since May. That's Fabrizio Romano. And then Gary Jacobs says Tottenham are working on to agree a deal worth around 60 million for Savinho, who has now told Man City he wants to leave. The winger may cost more than 60 million with add-ons taken into account. Martin, what you got on Savinho?
There's not a lot happening at the minute. I think she's gone to Asia for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but do you think? I mean, we could get. Well, I don't say get rid, but we could do this deal while he's out there.
No, but they wouldn't have took him out there, mate. If there was anything, I mean.
If we thought it was that close, we wouldn't take him.
Calvin Phillips hasn't gone because there's deals close. If the deals are close, you don't go. Okay. There's nowhere near anything close. They're not.
You wouldn't want him to get hurt, right? We saw that going.
Yeah, this is what I mean. He goes out there and does his ACL. What do you do then? Deal over.
I mean, we saw that with Leroy Sané, right? You know,
people are putting their people. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. People aren't using their brains. What they're doing is they're putting their emotions over what they want. They're putting what they want over. And I understand it. He said he wants to leave, fine. But Bernardo said he wanted to leave. He didn't leave for 3 years, 4 years. Rodri don't want to be here. He's still here. I don't. It's not as people keep saying. People are doing transfers like it's easy and it's frustrating me. It is. And this is why I really didn't want to do all this. Not you, but why I hate sharing news sometimes, because people think it's press X, press C, and it's all done and then move to the next. It's a transfer is like buying a house. There's a chain to it. And if any part of that chain breaks down, your deal's off.
Yeah.
If Tottenham don't offer us enough money and the payment structure we want, Savinho don't move.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, we have a number, and we've always had a number on every player. We have a number. If you want to go, find a club that's going to give us that number. If you don't do that, you don't get to go. So
do you know the issue? I mean, you're seeing it at the moment. There's a lot of journalists, Tariq, fighting amongst each other at the moment.
Oh, I had that on my list too.
Because the trouble is, people are too bothered trying to get the exclusive. They're trying to be first than they are being accurate.
Yeah.
And this is what's going on now. You've got Fabrizio beefing with Plettenberg. You've got all the Arsenals beefing with everybody else. Trust me, there's some City journals that are like, why is Fabrizio saying stuff like that? Because if you notice, Jack Garner or Sam, none of the locals will come out with this story on Savinho, have they?
No.
Not yet.
Not one.
So, big up, Kings.
Just be careful what you're listening to.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to ask Kings real quick before we get you off and get Matthew on?
Sorry, you were asking me about the replacements. Again, the replacements that have been talked about amongst the names that I was given was Ndai, but that's gone off now. Diamandi was on the list. That went off a week ago because what I heard, again, I will say with a pinch of salt and reportedly, is Diamandi didn't want to come to England. He wasn't overly keen on England. They've looked at many. You know, Croupier is someone they like, but everyone goes, he's not a winger. who said that after an out-and-out winger, there might be a croupier can play left wing, right wing, and up front.
But he's like 130 mil though. Like, wouldn't you say that's like expensive? Because you're not gonna start over Semenyo.
So who'd you go and buy then? Who's going to be 50 or 60?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you guys. Because I
No, but Ndiaye's 70. No one wants him. Every time I bring up Ndiaye, I get slagged off by fans. We don't want him. If you're only prepared to pay 50 or 60, you're going to get someone not that great. You might as well keep Savio at that point.
Pedro Neto.
So I have this. I have this sneaking suspicion.
You've said it. I'll go there. Pedro Neto was true. There is an interest.
Yeah. So, do you think that do you think Pedro Neto is a better choice than Savinho?
No.
Solomon, I see you waving your finger. So let me bring you off mute. Let you have your say. Go ahead, Solomon. Hold on. No, why can I not unmute?
No, I cannot take Pedro Neto over Savinho. For what reason? Pedro Neto is a bank average footballer. We might as well keep Savinho then. If what we're going to do is bring Pedro Neto into the football club, so that we should keep Savinho, because for me, Savinho is a way better player than Pedro Neto. I don't want him in the football club. Like, come on, man. It's a bank average player. He ain't better than Savinho. Yeah,
bro. Savio had like 2 goals.
So tell you what, hang on. Can I turn this question around to read? What names do they want? What names do you want?
Me?
No,
anyone.
Kings.
What
Kings.
names? Anyone? What names do people want?
So, Kings, you came on. Do you have a name in mind or someone that you would like to see?
No. I don't know. I don't have a thing in mind. My thing was I changed my mind on Savio, even though he's had 2 goals in like 50-something games. I just feel like the ceiling is high. I think we're going to regret it.
So,
my mind on it.
Yeah, big up, Kings. I'm gonna drop you off so I can get Matthew on. But I will say, I think when I see Barcola, right, 140 or whatever they're talking, whatever ridiculous number they're talking about from PSG, I don't think that he is twice the player that Savinho is. I just don't think so. He scored more goals, and I think that's mostly because he's just more willing to take shots. Savinho doesn't typically. He gets in good position. He's always looking to pass. He's more of a creator, it feels like. If Savinho would be willing to shoot, I don't know that there's much difference between him and Bradley Barcola. I definitely wouldn't think that he's twice the player that Savinho is. So I feel like in this market, we kind of just got to stick with Savinho unless you got a guaranteed player to bring in, or unless you get a good enough number, because I feel like 65 might be low in this market. Maybe it's 75, 80. But again, I'm not going to press the luck. But I'm not one of those people that feels like we have to boot Savinho out. He wants to go, cool, but I don't feel like he has to go. But big up to you, Kings, man. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir. I'm going to drop you off, and then let's get Matthew. Matthew, big up, man. How you doing?
Not bad, man. Not bad. How are you?
Doing all right. Anything specific that you wanted to talk about, or you just want to just be on for a little bit?
Yeah, well, just about, I'd rather keep the video, and if not, then use one of the academy players. I think we've got enough players to score goals now. When we had a problem where nobody was scoring other than Haaland, Savinho was an issue. But I think we can get more goals from throughout the team now. So I think I like Savinho. He's a great player. He just doesn't score enough goals. That's his frustrating part about him. But
yeah,
we can compensate for that in other ways.
Yeah, I think we all want more goals from other people in our front line besides just Semenyo and Haaland. But I'm not opposed to Savinho going, but I just don't think he's as bad as he's getting criticized for. And I think, again, he's definitely not half the player that Bradley Barcola is, which I don't have any issue with Bradley Barcola. I just don't think he's twice the player that Savinho is, and which is what you're going to pay. You're going to pay double the money to get him. It just doesn't make any sense.
The trouble is, Tariq, when we do these transfer all people want to wear is the big names.
Sure.
That's all anyone ever wants to wear.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, the Diamandi. I'm not a big fan of Jan Diamandi personally. I didn't see anything in this World Cup that would make me be like, "Oh my God, we have to go get that kid."
But my thing is, how much evidence do people need to say that isn't how City operate?
Big up.
I feel like I probably sound frustrated in a minute. I probably am because I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall sometimes. In the sense of, unless I say Elisa, or I say Bacola, or I say Desridua, or I say someone like that, nobody's interested. When it's like the Buwadi stuff. Last season, and season before, everyone cried about not getting João Neves at 18. We let this great 18-year-old go off to PSG. Now we're looking at the next potential João Neves in Buwadi. Oh, he's only 18. He's a young kid. What is it?
Yeah.
This is why I'm confused. What is it people want?
I mean, we want everything we want at any given moment. We want to be able to change our mind. Go ahead, Alan.
Martin's right. People just are fascinated with fantasy football and names, rather than looking at players that would suit us best at that given time. Example, the people have been going on about Vinicius Junior. I don't want people. Manchester City Football Club look at players not just as a football player. They look at their personalities as well and what they're like as people. They don't want trouble walking into a changing room.
But so I hear you and I agree with you. What I don't know that I agree with though is the what I believe you're insinuating is that Vinny Jr. is a locker room problem or locker room cancer or training room cancer or whatever. And I don't have any reason to know that or to believe that.
Throwing his arms up willy-nilly and then acting like a spoiled child.
Alan, have you seen Holland? Have you seen Holland get upset with his teammates? Have you seen Phil get upset with his teammates? Have you seen
in the changing rooms, not on the middle of a field?
You don't think you've never seen Holland get upset in the middle of the field? What about when the ball doesn't? Come on.
I don't go crying.
Kevin De Bruyne, let me speak. Let me speak.
Throw his toys out of the court.
Go ahead, Matthew.
I don't want Vinicius Junior within 100 miles of the Etihad.
Okay, hold on, Alan. Let me get Matthew. Go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, I was just saying about the Kevin De Bruyne example when he was like having a tantrum on the pitch saying, "Let me speak, let me speak." You know, and that was a good example of.
Yeah,
you know, because he's passionate, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that every player, it has their moments when they're upset, when they get upset, whatever, right? And I think it is just my opinion that I think that. So I'm gonna say this. I think that Vinny Jr. has been unfairly criticized or overly criticized, because I'm going to say unfair. I think he's been overly criticized for. I'm hearing an echo. I feel like he's been overly criticized, and I don't think that that's fair. Is he perfect? No. But dancing on the pitch and that kind of stuff, I don't have any issue with that. You didn't mention that. You just said that throwing his hands up. Again, I don't think that's any different than any of the players that have been on our team or any other team. And I don't know why we feel the need to criticize him more than others. So, again, I am one of those people that especially if he goes to Arsenal, which I don't think will happen, but if he goes to Arsenal, I think that makes them absolutely the most threatening team in the league. Him on that left side, Saka on the right side, that is going to be deadly. I don't want to see that happen. If we have an opportunity to bring him here, I would take it in a heartbeat, because I think he is all the things that we say we want: goal scoring forwards, people who can get the ball to Holland. I think he can do all of those things. And so I would like to see that. I see your hand, Solomon. Go ahead. Oh, dang it. My bad. Hold on. Go ahead. I hit the wrong button. Go ahead, Solomon.
On the Vinicius Junior to Arsenal, apparently Vinicius Junior has rejected Arsenal. He will be staying out.
We know that's not going to happen. But I'm just using that as an example of a player that if he was on another team would make them in my opinion, far and away the number one to win the league. Now, again, that doesn't mean they will win it, but I think if you were to say at the beginning of the league who's the most likely, I think that would be it. But again, Alan, you feel like he's a potentially a locker room or a training room issue, and I don't have any reason to know he is or he isn't.
A team wins the league, not
Of course, but a team is only a combination of its components, right? And you get so again, why? And I don't even know anything about F1, and I wish Louis was here because this is his thing. But why does Pep not coach? Everybody's like, oh, Pep should go coach some second tier team, some championship team. He's never going to do it because the best players, the best coaches, they always have the best tools, the best things available to them because they're the best, right? So again, yes, you're right that a team is going to win the league because of the team, but they also want to have the best players. And I think if you're looking at left wingers, Vinny Jr. is one of the best left wingers in the league, in the world. But again, he might not be everybody's cup of tea.
He's doing this now to get more money out of Real Madrid.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Why did we hear Josko Gvardiol potentially going to Bayern earlier in the year? Because again, if I drop that and make sure that I get what I want out of this contract extension, it happens for everybody. That's not new. My only pushback to you, Alan, is you're treating it as if it's something unique to Vinny Jr. that makes him a bad person. I don't think that that's fair. But again, it's just my opinion. So again, I don't think he comes here. I don't think he comes to Arsenal. So maybe it doesn't matter what I think about Vinny Jr. But I am one of those people. I would take Vinny Jr. in a heartbeat, because I think he's just on the pitch. I think he gives us everything that we say we want.
Put it this way. If he's not a team player, Jose Mourinho will not have him. He will not work for Jose Mourinho. End of.
Yeah. I mean, again, would you take Mbappe? Because supposedly he's not the best. Yeah. Well, not over Haaland, but would you just take him if you had an opportunity to bring Mbappe in, forgetting the fact that we have Haaland? Yeah, I would bring Mbappe in. Mbappe's an amazing player if all I was concerned about was on the pitch. But there's supposedly some locker room issues, whatever. I don't know, but it is what it is. But that's Vinny Jr. But let's get to Rodri because he was the one that was linked to go the other way, potentially leaving us to go to Real Madrid. So hold on, Solomon. Martin, what do you got on Rodri? So let me just say this. I know that Rodri had his surgery today. And we expect him to be back with the team a few days before the Community Shield on August 16th. So sometime between now and then, along with all the other players that went deep in the World Cup, right? So nothing about this surgery is extending his time away, which I think was a lot of the talking points in the beginning. When it was announced that he was going to have surgery and all this stuff, there was a lot of people who tried to position it as if he was going to miss time that he wouldn't ordinarily miss. And that doesn't seem to be the case. So putting that on the table, what do you have on Rodri?
Absolutely nothing. No bid, no movement, no news.
Yeah, same old.
Is it safe to assume? 1 second. Is it safe to assume that most of the noise is coming from his agent, who, let's face it, his agent only has 3 players that he represents?
No. Most of the noise is from the Real Madrid propaganda outfits, media, propagandists like Fabrizio Romano. That's where the noise, that's where the demand for him is. Perez is still resistant, but he'll be forced to put a bid in. And then he will probably use what City demand as a way to not sign him and get him for free, which is what he wants. But Perez is against a lot of opposition. Lots of people want him. The media have whipped their fans up into a frenzy to sign him.
I'm losing respect for Rodri at the moment.
Hold on, Alan. Hold on. Let me get Solomon.
Hear me out.
Hold on. Let me get Solomon because I want to come back to your comment. I want to come back to you. Go ahead, Solomon. Say what you're going to say.
is there a slim possibility or a chance that Rodri is using this whole Real Madrid link to get a new contract? Maybe is there a possibility that
there's already a contract offer on the table.
Wait, is there a possibility that his agent might be using the Real Madrid link to get a new contract at Man City, or is it actual path not to go to Madrid? Like what are we saying?
So my point was that there's already a contract on the table. There's always been a contract on the table. So if he wants to sign it, he absolutely could. I'm sure if he pushed back and said, I would love to sign, but I want this, and that, they would make that available to him. But is there a possibility? Sure, there's a possibility. But I think at this point, what we're seeing is that he actually does want to go. I'm inclined to believe that. But anything is possible. Alan, I want to come back to your comment because I've seen that comment or things like it on social media, but I want to hear you say it again. You said, tell me if I'm wrong, that you are starting to lose respect for Rodri.
Yeah, it's a combination of a few things. He's loose with his mouth in front of the camera, for one, and to the press, right? He says silly things. His agent is causing a lot of problems, and there's a reason why Yaya never got a statue, and that was ideally his agent being stupid and saying daft things and trying to push the boat out. And you know, I would have classed him as a legend of City, but he's fast becoming a non-legend the way he's carrying on and the way his agent is carrying on.
So, you know, so this is my take, right? Wow. So this kind of again, everybody's entitled to their opinions, right? I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. I just think this is such a reactionary comment to make. He's a snake, or even to say I'm losing respect for him. Again, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
No, I'm sorry, but maybe I'm sorry.
No, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not mad at you. You're entitled to it.
Why are you sorry? Why are you sorry?
I'm not sorry.
Should opinion, Alan, just stand by it.
So you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not. I just don't agree with it.
Listen, I don't know if anyone watched. You know, I'm not calling people out here, but the Stephen McInerney ASAN podcast.
Yeah, I totally agree with it.
And they were quite similar in what they were. There are a lot of Blues. I'm not one of them, but there are a lot of Blues who have lost respect for Rodri in whatever way they want to do, and that's
entirely your opinion. Yeah,
I don't agree with them, but that's the way they think.
So what are they going to do if he extends and he runs out onto the pitch on the first game of the season? They're going to boo him.
No, they're just.
I don't.
Or what if he just plays out his contract? What if he just plays out his contract and doesn't extend? Does that make him a snake?
Tariq, I said something to you last week. This is the whole point of it because I knew it was going to get worse. I think him staying his final year will do him more damage.
Well, so maybe because again,
I kind of agree with that, but there's never been a better time to sell him. Is my point on him staying?
Yeah. That's what I mean. For all parties, to be happy in a best scenario,
the best case is that we sell him at this point.
Yeah, he needs to go now. And it's gone too far. Because the one thing, if his agent. Because I agree, his agent has got very loose lips. The one thing I will say about his agent, and I don't know if anyone knows this, his agent is he's very similar to Isaac's agent. Rodri's his only big agent. His only big guy that he's got. So this is his agent has not had a payday in about 8 years. So this is his final payday. And he obviously wants to get in with the Madrid people. The problem is we've got here, if Rodri had shut his agent down and said, no, shut up, be quiet, let this be done in a respectable manner, I think Rodri might have had a bit of respect. Rodri hasn't shut his agent down. I think that's what people are upset about is Rodri at no point has shut his agent down, which was why people got upset with Yaya.
Because Yaya didn't shut his agent down. Why do you have an agent? You have an agent to do the things for you that you don't have to do. Because the reality is, the man wants to go to Real Madrid. There's no denying that.
That's
There's
why
no
I
denying
believe
that.
he does want to go, because he's not shutting his agent down.
Yeah. He wants to go to Real Madrid.
Media asking him questions.
I think that
media asking him questions and he answers it. That's it.
Yeah.
If he's in the Spanish team and the Spanish press say, what Real Madrid, he answers it truthfully. We don't mind him answering things truthfully when he's playing for City and taking the piss out of Arsenal. But that's what it is.
What I don't understand.
He's saying, do I want to go to Real Madrid? Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
When I'm not aware of one statement the agent has made, how have I missed that? His agent saying things in public. Because you all know, apparently. How have I missed that? Because I pay a lot of attention to this.
His agent is the one sharing stuff. His agent is the one who's coming out with the Real Madrid stuff.
But again,
all that.
So
the reason the club, the reason, go ahead,
is making Madrid Extra and Real Madrid X and these massive, massive.
He is, but he is having
meetings.
Trevor, he is having meetings with them.
No, we know that. We know that.
So you're saying he's having meetings with Real Madrid? Is that what you're saying, Martin?
He's having meetings with his reps.
But again, why are we mad about that? That's his job.
Thing is,
why?
Yeah, I understand.
Exactly. It's his job.
He hired this man to go get him that move.
I'm trying to explain why some are upset.
Go ahead.
We can't police how people feel about.
No, I'm not trying to police how. I'm trying to understand it, and I'm also trying to present the other side. Yeah,
I don't agree with.
I'm killing the messenger right now, Martin. I'm killing the messenger, and that's okay. Let me kill you.
the thing is, with
what bothers me is that it seems to be passing into the language of how we talk about our club. That Rodri's agent is evil for doing his job. Yeah, and I can't accept that because I'm an adult.
Ahead. Martin, go ahead. I've been cutting you off, and I apologize. So let me let you finish.
That's how agents do their business. So, if Madrid had done it once or twice, when it's all coming out daily, and then that's not just the Madrid propaganda, that's coming out from other areas as well. There's too much information coming out now for this to all be. The problem Rodri's got is Madrid, which Madrid can do here. In Madrid, don't give us the offer we need. Rodri's backed himself into a bit of a corner here.
No, there's been no new information for a week.
So, hold on. So,
no,
Martin, you say he's backed himself into a corner. How has he backed himself into a corner? Because if he doesn't get the move, if Madrid doesn't play ball and they don't bring the money,
and he doesn't extend,
and he's not going to extend. So let's just assume he's not going to extend.
I just don't think it'll be a very nice.
He's going to play his contract out.
Yes, but people will not. People will know Rodri's only there for one reason now.
Everyone will know where he's going. So what are they going to do, Martin? Boo him?
I'm not saying people will boo him. I'm saying, but I'm telling you now, people will have lost respect for him. Yeah, and they'll view him very differently.
Yeah, and again,
so what are they going to do?
Hold on, I think that is people have their rights to do that. Right?
I'm not just hearing this from online fans. I'm hearing this from long-standing map-going fans as well.
I mean, you talked about the McInerney's and the
they are turning on him.
Those right. So people can have their opinions, and that's perfectly fine. I just think that it is reactionary. It is short-sighted. It is in the moment because again, he's going to be. If they don't bring us the money, which again we all agree is the ideal scenario at this point, the ideal scenario is they just buy him, he goes on, and everybody's happy.
Can I ask you a question? What did we all say? Right, and I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it's kind of similar for me anyway. Again, my opinion, because Isaac's agent did all this, did all the talking, rather than Isaac. I'm not saying because I think Rodri going on strike.
Did Isak go on strike?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I was going to say.
Going on strike, Rodri's agent is doing the exact same thing Isaac's agent did, and we all said that was wrong.
But what was wrong, in my opinion, is Isak going on strike.
Yes. No, but we also said his agent was. We also said his agent was doing this too much, and it was all playing out in the press.
Okay, so what I'll say is this, right?
I don't get the issue here.
I don't get the issue. Rodri's agent has said. I don't get it. I just don't understand.
Hold on, Matthew, go ahead.
He didn't need to get Madrid media excited and going on relentless about it because they do it every January for whoever their target is going into their final contract in the next season.
I think people want it done a bit more respectfully, Trevor.
DJN gives a perfect point, right? Isak refused to report back and started training at Sociedad. He started training at a different club because he refused to come back to his actual club. In my opinion, there is a big gap between what Rodri is being said he's doing or his agent is doing, and then this.
Okay.
And then this. There's a big difference.
To a different question. Is what Bruno's agent and Bruno is doing right now to Newcastle correct in your eyes?
What is Bruno doing to Newcastle?
He said it, he's not he's saying our play. He's just opening the options.
No, Matthew. Bruno's not said a thing, not a word.
No, well, according to
his agent's doing all the talking.
He's still happy to play if he doesn't go. He's still happy to play for Newcastle.
His agent has told Newcastle. His agents are talking with Arsenal behind Newcastle's back.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's a job. Yeah.
But
yes, like what his agent
right, I know. Hang on. This doing a job. I understand that's a job, but there's having meetings and doing it in this way. When it goes on for weeks and weeks, now we're in the tapping up stage.
So
it's not legally tapping up, no, because
of course it is. Come on.
Direct. You're not allowed to contact direct, so you can get an agent to talk to another agent, or you can get somebody.
He's talking to Madrid officials, Matthew.
Yeah, he's not. He's somebody on his behalf, which is where the loophole is.
So Snoopy says doing it the right way. Bruno asked to leave, but made it clear he will respect Newcastle's position and won't become an issue for them. And again, contrasting that against what we saw last season, he's trying to avoid what we saw last season with Isak. So he's trying to do it in a different way.
He's told Newcastle he wants to leave, as Rodri's told City he wants to leave.
So yes, I don't deny. I don't have any reason.
If we're going to do this, if it's not out on Twitter, but I don't believe it. Stuff then. Come on.
I don't have any reason to not believe that Rodri wants to go.
Are we really going to do this if it's not from Ornstein? It's not real.
I already believe that he wants to go. I do absolutely believe that.
Hang on, sorry. So if you're going to say that context, he's asked to leave. Savio's asked to leave, and he said he wants to go to Tottenham, and he's on the plane going to Hong Kong.
Because you know why? Because there's not an offer coming in the door. And the same thing, if Rodri wasn't just coming back from the World Cup.
He's got an operation.
Yeah, but when his time, when August 16th comes and he's back available, then he will be on the pitch in training just like everybody else until or unless Real Madrid make their offer. If they make an offer that we don't like, we don't have to take it. We don't have to take it. And he just has to play out the season.
You seriously don't believe Rodri wants to stay there at this point?
No, I'd say he's keeping his options open. If Real Madrid, he don't offer him the contract he wants, Real Madrid do it, he's happy to go to Real Madrid. Yeah, he would want to go to Real Madrid, but he doesn't necessarily want to leave City. He might, what I'm saying is he's not saying I'm desperate to leave City.
He's not saying He's going to go out. He's going to go on a free, whether it's now or he'll go on a free next year.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, he's not deliberately saying that. Yeah, I want to quit City no matter what. What he's saying is, I'd like to go to Real Madrid.
So do we all think he's going on a free next season? Do we all think he's going on a free?
I think that. So to answer your question, Solomon, if Real Madrid don't give us what we're willing to accept, then he's going to have to go on a free. Yes, I don't think he extends. I don't think there's a world in which he extends. I think that ship has sailed. All right.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the bit where I'm saying it'll be a rough year because there are some fans who are like, bench him, don't play him. Someone even saying don't play him. I disagree with that. I think he should play, but fans have turned on him.
So then, So Alan, you're one of the people who thinks that he is handling it wrong and so on and so forth. So if Real
change that, can you change? He's an agent. He's
okay. His agent is handling it wrong. Let me ask this question because Martin just said, and I think that it's a fair statement that there are some people who will. Basically, I'm going to use the word hold a grudge, but they're going to feel some kind of way about Rodri throughout the course of the season if he stays. Hold on. Trev, I had to mute you. Let me know when you're ready to come back on. But I guess my question to you, Alan, if Real Madrid come in and say, I'll give you 40 million pounds for Rodri, because of how far things have gone. Hold on, let me finish asking the question, Alan. Because of how far things are gone, do you think we should just take the 40 million, or do you think we should hold on to them?
I tend to piss off and what a minimum of
They're low, hella low.
So, but okay. So if that's the case, they come in and say, "Look, all I got for you is 40 million. Take it or leave it." City says, "I'm not going to take it." Rodri then has to stay, right? You agree?
Yep.
So if Rodri stays and he plays, he's professional, but we know he wants to leave at the end of the season. Why is that? Why would that? And you're not necessarily saying this. This is Martin saying that people feel this way. Why would that be Rodri's fault at that point?
Well, it's not Rodri's fault. It's his agents that handle this all wrong. He should be doing this in private, not involving the bloody press, where it's going spreading all over the world.
So now, then that goes back to Trev's point, though.
Unless Tarek, listen, right? If they come back and offer 40, like you just mentioned, right? I treat that as an insult. Now, with the 6 months on his contract left, there's a certain person at Chelsea that went to Real Madrid in 2019, and they got 100 million.
Sure,
right. That person never won the Ballon d'Or. Rodri did, and he's the best player at the World Cup. So what on earth if they're coming back with 40 million for? When at the minimum I'd look at minimum.
But let me say this though.
Sorry, where have we got 40 million from?
No, I just threw a number out there because I wanted to see what people. Because again, you said, Martin, that that people are going to hold it against him throughout the course of the season. You didn't say those exact words, but that's kind of the gist of what you're saying.
I think he would have to come and perform like he did in the World Cup for people to get behind him again.
But let me ask this question.
I don't think he'll get the send off that others have got.
So I agree.
No, I think that that's probably fair. I think maybe that has gone. That may be gone. But to go back to Alan's point, you said in 2019, you're talking about Eden Hazard. He went, he went for over 100 million, and you said, well, what's the difference now? We got Rodri. Rodri's got a Ballon d'Or. All these things, right? So we should be expecting at least 100 million. Is that a fair summary of your statement?
That to me is a minimum.
Okay, so now what I would say to you is that what's changed, but what's changed is Real Madrid has a track record of taking teams' players on a free. So what's changed is Real Madrid are willing to wait one more year and get him on a free, as opposed to necessarily having to pay 100 million. Maybe they learn from the Eden Hazard situation and they say, we're not going to do that again. And so now I can get this player. I may not get him to this year, but I'll get him next year. And I think he'll still be, let's say he's 95% of the player that he is this year. And there's no guarantee, but that's the trade-off that they're willing to make.
I'm going to say something Rich said today on Blues Down Under, which I think is absolutely spot on. For me, City don't hold the cards here. This is the problem. City don't hold any cards. He's gone into his last year. The power is with Rodri.
The only card that they hold is, I can make you wait another year.
But again, that's cutting your nose, spite your face.
Maybe. Which is why I said, would you take 40? Because if they come with 40, do you take that to not cut, to not be in that position?
But what I'm all right, well, is 40 better than 0?
That's my point. Would you take it?
You are gonna get 0 if you wait.
Is Rodri for 1 year worth more than $40 million or more than 40 million pounds? And again, the 40 is not, so for anybody listening, 40 is not a number that I pulled that number completely out of the air just for the purposes of this conversation. It is not a number that is being reported anywhere.
Tells me that City's also a business. So now, Alan, you're going on your emotions and not doing the business.
Well, all due respect, I'm not having my trousers pulled down for a cheap fucking deal that Real Madrid want to do, right?
But our trousers were already pulled down when Rodri said, I'm not staying.
If Real Madrid turn around and give us 100, he can fucking go.
One's if the offer is 80.
Eh?
One's if the offer is 80.
No.
See, look, since now you've gone all emotional about it. Now you've gone all emotional.
I mean, it's worth more than 80 million.
So you would lose out on 80 million quid. You'd rather have 0 than 80 million quid.
No.
So Snoopy asked the question that I was hinting at. What is a Prem worth? Because I think we can win the Prem if he stays. That's Snoopy. Do you think we can win the Prem if he stays?
That's my point.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We haven't had Rodri for nearly 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like with Rodri is that if Rodri can get back to the player we know he is,
which we saw in the World Cup, so we have no reason to think he won't.
Yeah, which we saw in the World Cup, we win the league this season, and I'm making that a bet with anybody. If we see the Rodri we see in the Spain World Cup play out the tournament, we literally we win the league, and I'm being very confident about it because the type of player he is when he's at his best is the best midfielder in the world, and I don't care what anybody's saying. And the thing about this Rodri situation is that, for starters, if we let Rodri go on the field, I feel like it's going to be better than going now. Because there's something LB said, and I want to touch upon it now. Maybe this year, this final year for Rodri, Boadi can learn of Rodri, Anderson can learn it too about Rodri, Boadi can learn it too about Rodri. These young players can learn a thing about him. You probably join Maresca's midfield rebuild, they may be gone a year. So what I would do if I'm Manchester City is that, and I don't think Real Madrid will pay 80 to 100 million. So what I'll do if I was Man City, reject the offers coming for Rodri, and keep him for this final year, so that we can, because obviously it was fit in the World Cup, so it's not as if it's injuries. He has injuries for now. He was fit in the World Cup. So what I'll do if I'm Manchester City, keep him for this year. Let the likes of Boadi and Anderson learn a thing or two of him. Then maybe Rodri can go. I have no problem with it. But I feel like Rodri owes us a year. Because for close to a year, he had an ACL injury. Then last season, he wasn't fully fit for like half of the season. So in Rodri's mind, I'll be like, I've missed too many games because of injuries.
So the only thing I want to correct is he doesn't owe us anything.
I think he does.
I think he owes us because any player can get hurt at any given time. Any player can get hurt, right? And so we don't just say.
So I'm gonna minute. Do we owe Savio a little bit of loyalty then?
Right, that's my point. No, we don't owe. He doesn't owe us anything.
That's not my point I'm making.
No, you're choosing who you have loyalty for.
Because you just said Rodri owes us a year because he's been hurt.
Injuries. Yes, exactly.
But that doesn't matter.
Savio a year then.
But if he was,
because Savio is not good enough. Because Savio is not good enough.
But Savio spent half the season injured last year.
Yeah. I just don't. Again, maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Listen, I'll tell you what it is, Tariq. People are butthurt because Rodri wants to go.
Yeah, and I don't want him to leave. I want him to stay. But it's not going to happen.
If a good offer comes for Rodri, then for me, Rodri, I'm saying minimum 75 billion to let Rodri go. Minimum 75 million.
Yeah. I think 75, 80 mil. Yeah.
Real Madrid giving us 40 million pounds is an insult.
Tarek, Rodri loves Man City. Savinho doesn't care about us. But I'm pretty sure you said earlier that he doesn't care about us or he doesn't love Man City. Or if he did, he would handle it different or something like that. I don't know, man. I have to go back.
Tariq, you see the difference in wording of different players?
Yeah. Anyway.
The most interesting argument I've heard about this, because it's been raging for 10 days now, and don't put the operation in there, because it's irrelevant. It was a trip to the dentist, which we all knew if we read the right people, including Spanish media, where this was widely reported on July the 11th, which is when I put it out. Okay, I'm not saying I'm prescient. I just look beyond the tweets. So the best discussion I heard about this, the one that actually made some progress, was What if he was going to Barcelona?
Yeah,
And
no one would have a problem then.
But why does that matter? Why does his...
No, because we hate Real Madrid. We despise everything they stand for. We don't like the way they do business. We don't like the arrogance of that club. This is fandom, mate.
Yeah, and maybe that's the issue.
We are mostly held together by pettiness and grudges. That's how fandom works. And I despise Real Madrid. Everything they stand for, they are the Man United of Europe.
Maybe, yeah. No, I wouldn't argue that point. I wouldn't argue the point, but
I think he'll either go.
If he was going to Man United, I would absolutely feel the same way. I would be incensed.
It's the European equivalent of going to Man United.
But
it is. It just is.
It is. I agree. But
emotionally.
But I guess
my talking emotionally.
Yeah, so I agree that they are effectively the Man United of Europe. I would have no problem with that analogy, and that I agree with that completely. Because it's Europe, I don't care. Because it's Europe, any team in Europe he's going to is all the same to me. Now you're right, because we play them every single year for the last however many years. Chances are we're going to see him again, right? And that I would hate. I don't want to see him again. Just like I didn't want to see.
Because Rodri and Bernardo are going to parade around the Etihad next season, and everyone's going to get butthurt about it.
So, Snoopy, again, big up to you for always bringing it back. Barca didn't disrespect Rodri. City fans didn't have to defend his honor against Barca fans. So that part...
Okay, again, and you know me, why was City fans begging and pleading for Vinny Jr. then? It was part of that equation.
And the other part,
which is why I probably don't have an issue. Maybe that's my problem.
It's not your problem. No, it's your understanding.
Well, no, not problem. Really, problem.
It doesn't have to go along with what we're saying or anyone's saying.
This is my issue. People are hating Rodri or Real Madrid because of the Ballon d'Or shit, but Vinny Jr. had a big say in that Ballon d'Or stuff with Madrid.
But people like Alan don't want them. People like Alan don't want him here.
Yes, no, but there are people who are slagging Rodri off who would take Vinny Jr. tomorrow.
Yeah, so to your point, be consistent. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
be consistent.
Double standard.
We don't need any more reasons to hate Real Madrid, right? We don't. But if you're looking for some detail, okay, for the last 3 seasons, they've had a huge liquidity crisis. And their answer to that has been every January, they get out their list of players that are good, that are going into their last season's contract.
I can hear you, Spartacus. Give me 1 sec.
And then launch a massive media campaign using people like Romano as well on his quid pro quo agreement with them. He doesn't get paid by Real Madrid. He gets information from Real Madrid. And to get that information, he bends over and puts out what their party line is. But there's also these huge, and don't underestimate how big these Real Madrid accounts are. They dwarf anything in the Premier League with the amount of followers and so on. So they activate their propaganda machine every January. Arsenal have got it coming their way this January, right? Get ready, right? Arsenal have got 8 players with 2 years left on their contracts. That means that this January, if Real Madrid want Arsenal players, that campaign will start this January during this season to dissuade them from extending in the next window.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
That's how they operate.
No doubt about it at all.
And I despise them for it.
Because, Ryjack says, hold on real quick. Ryjack says, don't want Rodri to leave and want Vinny to come to City. He feels like you're calling him out, Martin. He's joking, but no. He knows you're joking. He's joking.
Who's put there because Vinny Jr. is a top player. Well, Rodri's the best midfielder in the world. So what we're doing?
That's true.
What we're doing here. Yeah. This is my thing. This is my thing, and this is why people try and play the moral high ground, and they try and stand on the moral high ground for so long until their debate falls down.
So everybody, people have their opinions, and they have their whatever that they feel strengthens their arguments.
But it's nothing to do with the Ballon d'Or in Madrid.
Yeah. But it is the fact that he's going to Madrid that is causing a good percentage of the anguish and the reactionary response.
And it's not a concern for me because I would feel the same way I feel now about him going to Barca, Atleti, actually, I would feel better about him going to Atleti because he came from there. So it would be like really going back home, right? But again, it's Madrid. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to be straight. I don't class Real Madrid as a rival.
Well, he's talking about Europe, though, right? We've played them just like if he went to Shakhtar Donetsk, but people care because we play them every year too.
We're nowhere near Real Madrid in Europe world.
Well, rival not from a trophy perspective, right? We're not on the same, nearly in the same stratosphere as far as numbers of trophies, European trophies. However, on any given trophy, this season, last season, we're right there competing with them for each of these trophies. So that part I get, but I don't think that
what
it matters
I was
to
doing
me.
was you were absolutely right saying that a lot of the response has been reactionary. What I'm trying to do by putting that
is explain why.
Is to account for why it's reactionary. And part of the big part of the reason why it's reactionary and emotional is because we hate Real Madrid. And we hate the way that they conduct themselves. And we're tired of seeing them do this to clubs. Every January, they start these campaigns. And at some point, the rest of the football world has to work out a defense against that. I think, getting Guardiola extended is a part of that.
Well, that's what people are going to have. You're not going to be able to wait for people to run their contract down. You're going to have to do it earlier. Which, in some respects, put power back in the hands of the players, because now you have to choose: do I renew them early, or do I wait and run the risk of? And it doesn't even have to be Real Madrid. Real Madrid just do it better than everybody else. But anybody could play this same game. We could all, we could all be like.
Barcelona put us out of things a lot of the time. When we were in the Champions League early on, Barcelona used to slap us around.
Yeah. Spartacus, I want to get to you because I know you've been trying to talk and the mic's not been working. Big up to you, man. Glad to have you on again, as always. What were you hoping to say?
I was going to say something on the thing of the valuation of Rodri and where do we accept, how cheap do we sell him and everything.
Okay.
The thing is, there are a lot of... You're oversimplifying this way too much. 80 million, 70 million, 60 million. It's literally not as simple as that, because you have to take into consideration how much money he's going to generate on a title situation, so you're a lot more likely to win the league with him.
And that's what I was arguing, and some other folks in the chat were saying too, that we're better... We have better odds to win if we have him than if we lose him.
But not only that, you also have to account for the fact that he's probably going to be a Ballon d'Or nominee very highly up to this season. So that generates a lot of commercial revenue around the club, because a lot more people are going to want to buy City shirts because of Rodri. So that's going to pump up the numbers of shirts that you're going to sell, which is going to pump up the valuation of the club, which is going to make the club more valuable. And then you also have to take into consideration the fact that you're going to have to buy a replacement as well. So if you're going to sell him for 80 million, you're probably actually going to spend 80 million buying the replacement. Next season, you might not actually need to buy a replacement, because by that time, maybe a Boadi becomes good enough to the point that he's able to replace Rodri, and he's not going to be Rodri, but he's going to be close enough to Rodri to where we don't need to buy a new guy for that. So there are a lot of things that we have to take into consideration with this thing, that with this transfer, that it's not as simple as 80 million and we sell him 60 million.
Why did you not include Nico G in that statement?
Because I think Boadi is a lot more close to what Rodri is, even though they're very far away, both of them. I
just noticed that he never gets brought up in these conversations, and so I just wanted to know why. But that's okay. All right, let's move off of Rodri.
Can I ask Spartacus a further question on his point, because I think he's spot on.
Go ahead.
Okay. My characterization of what's happened is that Perez is now the dog that caught the car. What he wanted to do was, from January, to bark and chase the car without catching it. And then next season, find the car parked up with the keys in, the engine running and the door wide open, and to get in the car and just drive it away for free. But they barked, and Rodri winning the World Cup has now put their fans and their media have whipped his fans up into a hysteria of sign him now. I think that, and also let's add to that Mourinho didn't want him and said publicly that he didn't want him. Okay, so we got Mourinho, the new manager, never wanted Rodri. He wasn't on his list of 5 players that he wanted to buy. We've got Perez now, who has to buy him. He really, really has to buy him, right? And I don't think that the Real Madrid fans are gonna let him slide if he comes in with a low ball. I just don't.
So let me.
I think there's some jeopardy for Perez here.
Yes. Now let me say this, because I argued. Hold on, there's an echo. I was arguing that
it ain't me. I'm in the studio.
No, you're good.
Now.
Rodri's agent was doing what he was supposed to do, right? And we're saying that there's a lot of pressure being put on or by Real Madrid or fans or whatever. They're putting a lot of pressure on and trying to force Perez's hand. Why would we not assume that some of that is being done by Rodri's agent? Because again, maybe you don't want to wait another year because Rodri has been injured, right? Now we don't think I'm sure he doesn't think he's going to get another injury, but you want to secure that next longer term contract as soon as you can to take any of that jeopardy off the table. So from Rodri's standpoint and his agent's standpoint, you want to move now. You don't want to wait another year. You want to move now. So you are trying to pressure that club into pulling the trigger and bringing you in now and not waiting and just assuming that you're going to be available next year. So you're trying to put that pressure on because you want that move now. Because again, I do think he wants the move. And so again, I would not be surprised if his agent is involved in that to a certain extent as well. Let's get off of Rodri for a moment and get on to everyone's favorite lightning rod, James Trafford.
No, he's gone.
That's what I was going to say. So we believe that he is going to move. But what I read today... No. Well, because, I mean, again, I think at this point, we all accepted that he's going to go. Whether we want him to leave or not, that's neither here nor there. He's going to go. But the point that I wanted to put on here, and that is from a tweet from Tommy, and you can decide how much stock you put into what Tommy tweets or not. But he says that City want a first refusal buyback option on James Trafford, just as they did when they sold him to Burnley. They have also negotiated a significant sell-on clause on any fee Leeds may receive in the future over £40 million. Trafford's story with City is not over, and I guess that's because maybe we could bring him back in, or at minimum we can get some additional money on top of the 40 if he leaves. Because again, I think we all believe that I shouldn't say with this. Many of us believe that he has the potential to be England's number 1, which if that happens, he will not be at Leeds long. He will move on to another club, a bigger club. City wants to be in that conversation, whether or not he is actually would consider City at that point. So, Martin, have you heard any of that as far as the contract situation? Again, we know he's going to go, but have you heard any of that?
No, as far as I'm aware, there's no buyback. I don't know the matching thing. There's a lot of bonuses and everything else. I disagree with Tommy. I think Trafford's journey has ended. Sadly.
Yeah. I
don't think he'll come back again.
Yeah, Ryjack, who, if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, what are you doing? Get on that. But Ryjack says, if I was Trafford, I wouldn't be coming back. And I think that's probably a fair statement. People feel like Sean Duggan, feel like we did him dirty, we failed him. Again, people feel how they feel. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
From my understanding, Trafford, Donnarumma was told in June he was number 1.
Oh, wait, hold on real quick. Of course, Alan has come back on because I brought up Trafford. Oh, Lord, here comes Alan. Say that what you just said again, Martin.
Donnarumma was told in June he was number 1.
Well, yeah, that probably wasn't a surprise. It was his job to win or lose, probably. I feel like that's probably always been the case. Alan, you came back. Was that because I mentioned Trafford?
No, it was by luck, actually.
Oh, okay.
I was on the phone to a client, and this conversation came back, and I just caught the end of what Martin was just saying. I just hope Manchester City don't rule and regret what Trafford's. I don't blame Trafford going because he needs to play first team football, which is fine. But I will say this: Donnarumma needs to improve his keeping because he can't catch. He punches at everything, and he's playing out with his feet needs to improve as well.
So I think what we're going to have to do is accept that at this point, Donnarumma is our undisputed number one. It might have been disputed when Trafford was here. Now that he's going, it is going to be.
I just think Trafford is a good keeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is Donnarumma, but I just think Trafford suits us better the way we want to play.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people who would agree with you. The unfortunate reality is that the people who make those decisions have decided to go a different way. And so we have to now go find someone else, one, to fill that role, but two, we have to accept and land on the fact that we have one keeper at this point, and it's just assuming that Trafford's out the door, and that is Donnarumma. So we have to get behind him, and that does not negate his flaws, but we should get behind him and support him instead of consistently calling out his flaws and mistakes and piling on in moments when he does make a mistake, and also not giving him respect for the things that he does that gets us out of issues or wins us points or whatever. Solomon, you keep waving your hand, so let me get to you. You got something you want to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I came on there. I think I've been critical of Donnarumma as of late. I mentioned the fact that he can't claim crosses properly. I mentioned the fact that he's not good enough on the ball. Yeah, these are the things. Like, I think with Trafford going, we're going to make this club is going to make a big mistake selling James Trafford, because he's the future England number one goalkeeper. Because Pickford, Dean Anderson, I don't think, I think Trafford is going to be the number one. Trafford fits the principle of playing out from the back. We saw it with Pep. I think it was Joe Hart who did it. We saw it as a Maresca's principle on goalkeepers being able to play out from the back was always going to be a principle of Manchester City. The fact that we're abandoning it and bringing up a goalkeeper who can't play out from the back is doing my head in. Like, I just can't believe the way we treated them.
Well, you're going to have to. You're going to have to believe it.
Question.
You're going to have to believe it because it's already happened.
Mistakes. You know all these mistakes City keep making. It's weird how we win all these trophies.
Yeah, it's weird how Trafford got them.
My point though is that
it's a bit weird, down it.
Trafford is going to go and excel. He's going to have a great career. He may not be at Leeds because he's not going to have a great defense in front of him. But Trafford is going to be well. He's going to do well. As a fan base, we have to accept that he is going. And it doesn't...
I don't want to sound disingenuous. He's going to Leeds United. He's not exactly going to a top club here.
This is my point,
Yeah,
Martin. I think there's a completely different way to look at this.
Hold on, Trev, hold on. Go ahead, Spartacus. Finish your statement.
I think right now, all we have to do with this situation is not be a dick to Trafford and just say, "Oh, he's going to Liverpool."
Why everyone being a dick with Donnarumma then? So why can't everyone be a dick with Donnarumma?
Hold on, Martin. Hold on.
Sentence, Martin.
No, but we're going to get more two-facedness.
Let's not.
I'm not two-faced. I'm calling it.
Hold on. We don't have to go at each other. We don't have to criticize each other.
Let's not be a dick to Trafford, and let's just accept that he's gone. Wish him all the best, as we should do with all of our players that leave the club.
And that's what I agree.
And then we hope that Donnarumma is able to do better than he did last season, because he needs to improve in a lot of things that he didn't do well this season. Anybody can say that. It's not saying it's not being anti-City. It's not being a change against Donnarumma.
But I got no. See, this is where I have a problem now. I have a problem because that statement is so double-sided and two-faced.
Is it?
What about it is
Yeah.
that way to you, Martin? Why do you say that?
I'll explain, because he just said we can't be a dick with Trafford. When people are being dicks with Donnarumma, that's okay. And he's the one in our number one shirt.
Do you think he needs to improve, Donnarumma? Do you think Donnarumma needs to improve?
Yes, but I also think you lot have massively overrated Trafford as well.
No, here's another way to look at this, because
I don't think Trafford's kicking is as good as you are.
Martin, I don't want to do this conversation. The guy is gone.
Nobody does, because it's been going on for months, and it's the same conversation.
I didn't bring the conversation up.
So hold on. Everybody, hold on. Everybody, hold on. Everybody, hold on. This conversation came up because I brought it up. Spartacus didn't bring it up. Martin didn't bring it up. Nobody brought it up. I brought it up. And I brought it up not because, again, I think my point is it doesn't make sense to criticize any player at this point. I think we shouldn't criticize Trafford because he's going to go off. He's going to do well. I don't think we should criticize Donnarumma because he's our keeper now. Whether we like it or love it or lump it, he is our keeper. We're going to have him. We're going to go. My point was about the idea of there being a sell-on clause and a potential buyback. That was why I brought it up. That was what Tommy added that I think was adding to the conversation. That was something that was new that I hadn't heard before. Wanting a first refusal buyback option on James Trafford, significant sell-on clause on any fee they receive in addition or over and above that $40 million. That's why I brought it up. I don't want to do the back and forth, and I especially don't want it to get
there is
personal,
another dimension.
Right? I don't want it to
this.
get personal.
There is another dimension to it, Tariq.
Let me just
hold on, Spartacus. Go ahead, Trev.
If I were Leeds, I wouldn't be 100% happy about this. I'd be kind of happy. But what is clear in Trafford's motivations as a player is what's good for James Trafford. Right?
Nothing wrong with
and it should be. It should be.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think Leeds are being used as a stepping stone for the greater good of James Trafford. And they don't see it. They can't see it because he's a new toy. James Trafford is going to be behind a Leeds United defence.
Yes, but he's also going to play every single match. 38 matches he's going to get out there and he's going to play. Which
unless he turns out to be not the keeper without a great defense in front of him.
But we've already seen that. We saw that at Burnley. We saw that at Burnley. Yeah, and he wasn't great. But he's young and he needs repetition. He needs game time. He needs opportunities. And I think he will show enough because, again, he showed enough with us to get on the plane to go to England. I think he will show enough over these next couple years to potentially be England's number one. Now, again, I'm not English. I don't get to make those calls. I don't get to advocate or push or pontificate or whatever. But I think that's what's going to happen. Let me get to this bit, and I apologize. I shouldn't apologize. I got a migraine happening. My eyes are messing up, so please forgive me. But I want to get to this super chat. Big up to Ian Dunn. Thank you for that super chat, sir. Really appreciate it. But Ian Dunn says, in American football, we have a saying, everybody loves the backup quarterback. I believe this applies to Trafford. I'm happy to move forward with Big Donna. I cannot agree with this comment anymore. It is absolutely bang on right. Perfect. I said the exact same thing I said this exact same quote, not about Trafford or Donnarumma, but I said it about Ederson and what was the other keeper? Stefan Ortega. I said about Stefan Ortega. Everybody wanted Stefan Ortega because we never saw him, or we saw him in small increments. So we thought we only saw his good side. We never saw the mistakes because we didn't see them. They happened at training and we never saw them. And so, but again, we talked about Stefan Ortega. Where did he end up? He didn't get like this big move that he was hoping for, but people were calling for him to be the number one over Ederson, right? We've seen this conversation before. And again, to Ian Dunn's credit, bang on perfect comment. You want the player that you don't see because you don't get to see his mistakes. And there's a word, I don't know if this is actually the right word, but you mythologize his good sides. You talk about his good aspects. You focus on that. That's all you remember, and you ignore any of his potential mistakes. This is a absolute great comment, and I'm not just saying that because you gave money. It is perfect nonetheless. So big up to Ian Dunn.
You notice all the people who had seller's remorse about Cole Palmer don't mention last season.
I don't want to have
where he was bang average and maybe worse. But the first season he went, because he started with a flourish, everyone was like, "Oh, we shouldn't have sold him. We shouldn't have sold him." The lad wanted to go. The lad did not want to stay and compete for his place. So he went and found his level where he could play every week at Chelsea. But his second season, nobody's talking about it. Why? Because he wasn't any good.
I don't want to talk about like comparisons with Trafford and Donnarumma because that's not productive anymore. I think the thing that we should be focusing on is what do we have and how do we maximize everything.
And that's my point. Yes.
I think if we just keep saying, because now Trafford is at Leeds and not at Liverpool, or Trafford is not at Bayern Munich, he's at Leeds, he's not that good. It's just like being a dick to a player that is from our economy for no reason, just to pick up your boy. And I think, and I'm going to be fully transparent.
I'm not even going to get involved. I'm not going to get involved in the race.
We should not be doing that to players from our academy, and that's fair enough.
All right, let's move off of this. Let's move off of Donnarumma and Trafford. Yeah, let's move because I agree. Hold on, let me say this. I agree that there were people who were overly critical of Donnarumma. Again, not because you can't call out flaws or you can't call out mistakes or you can't call out weaknesses in the game, because I think that's fair. Every player has weaknesses. Every player makes mistakes. You should be able to have that conversation. What you shouldn't do is look at one of our players and go over the top, be personal in your attacks, personal in your criticisms. That should never happen, whether that's Donnarumma or Trafford. Never should happen. We should be able to back whoever is. If you're wearing that shirt and you're on the pitch, I'm gonna back you. Again, you don't have to be my favorite, but I'm gonna back you because you're the one that's starting for our club. I'm gonna back you because you are one of us. So let's move off of that. Jack Grealish is not on the plane to Saudi Arabia. We know Saudi Arabia sorry, I'm looking at this. He's not on the plane to Asia, but we know he's got an injury or he's hurt. He's recovering. But I saw a comment or a tweet from Alex Crook who says that Jack Grealish has interest from clubs in the Saudi Pro League, including Al Hilal, while Everton would entertain another loan. Man City would prefer a permanent exit, but the player's preference is likely to stay in the Premier League. I don't see any world in which Jack Grealish goes to the Saudi Pro League. One, I think they're running out of money. Two, I just don't think that someplace that he would want to go.
I don't see any world in which Alex Crook is an ITK who has first-hand information about
why not Alex Crook? What do I not know about Alex Crook?
A consistent record of being very late and declaring victory.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
he just follows the people that are ITKs, and then he regurgitates that because he's supposed to for TalkSport.
See, I can't stand you guys in the chat. You guys in the chat are so ridiculous. I cannot stand you guys. He won't leave. He can't drink alcohol. He can't drink in Saudi. He'll never go. You guys are ridiculous. He likes a bevy too much. Come on.
By the way, that's not true.
No, and
come on, people.
People sit there and go, Matt, and you're next. What? Because I won't let people be knobheads.
Oh, stop the name calling.
No,
Terry, there is a difference between...
People think they can attack me in the chat. And
I didn't see that. Sorry, I didn't see any attacking you in the chat. Sorry.
People
there's
sit there going,
between an opinion
you don't be a dick with Trafford, but let's all be a dick with Donnarumma. I'm sorry. I'm going to call out the two-facedness now that goes on.
Go ahead, Trev. You were saying
there's a difference between an opinion, which everyone's entitled to, apparently,
sure,
and gratuitous abuse.
Yeah,
and slander, and that. If you ever wonder in your chat where the line is, it's your channel, so far be it from me to say how you should run your channel. But that's where I draw the line. Gratuitous abuse is not an opinion. It's about you, not about the club, and not about the player that you're talking about.
So gratuitous abuse,
things that make you feel happy because you've got to be emotionally negative about somebody.
So I would say to Andom gamertag 2125, I was joking with you about your comments. I knew you were making jokes, but again, I was just joking back with you. So I wasn't taking it super personal. I do think if we were being personal or being really truly attacking Jack, then we shouldn't do that. But I didn't take any offense to it. Hopefully,
but it's been almost turned into a cartoon character,
and that's why I think it's a caricature. Yeah, it's a I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
By the way, UK tabloid media, which leads a lot of this opinion, has a record of doing this since George Best going forward. They find these piñatas. Now with some players it was race. Yeah. With John Barnes or with Sterling, how dare he have a gun tattoo? How dare he buy his mum a house? Right?
Yeah,
with those guys, they were race piñatas. But there are white piñatas that they like to manufacture and then tear down. And this is a pattern of the tabloid media in the UK. Tabloid media in the UK isn't the same as America. The tabloids are daily newspapers. We call them the red tops, that are full of salaciousness and nastiness. Yeah. Okay. They're the ones who blame the Liverpool fans for one of their disasters. That's why you can't buy that newspaper in Liverpool. And so with drunks, they love that. They did it with Gaza. It turned out that he was a drunk, and it turned out that George Best was a drunk. But they love to find new players to put up. The stereotype for white talent is drunk or party animals or
maybe I don't. So I will not argue anything you say because you probably know better than I do. So I have
the white English lout that comes out.
The drinking and the alcoholism, whatever. So what I would say is
the party animal thing.
Yeah. So what I would say, people like to tear
being
down.
Being alcoholic is an illness. It's an actual defined as an illness. Being alcoholic.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a disease. It's a disease. Is the way you're. It's a disease.
I'm not going to make fun out of that. Sorry.
Yeah, Rashford kind of got both. He got the racism stereotypes, but he also got the party animal stereotype. They couldn't wait to do that.
So I think
he got double. And he's not even mixed race, I don't think. So he didn't say double. Pick a side,
but I think,
guys.
I
Be
think
a racist
people,
or an arsehole.
Yeah, I think people like to tear down stars, celebrities, so on and so forth. So to your point, if it's a black player, typically it always results in racism or comes back to that. For non-black players or non-minority players, it's going to be something else. Yeah. So Solomon, I see you want to say something, so go ahead, and then we're going to move off of this one.
Yeah, it's about what I'm about to say is to piss Martin off.
Well, then don't say it. No, we're not gonna say anything.
Wait.
No. I'm muting your mic. I am muting your mic. We are not. So listen, I don't look. We're 2 hours into this, right? We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to have fun. We're not trying to intentionally get at people, whatever. We're having a conversation. Now, there will be times where say, hold on. There will be times where I will say something that you don't like and you'll take it away, and that's whatever. But I'm not going to intentionally try to tick somebody off, right? Now, I'm going to let you say your comment, but you have that as a background. We're not going to intentionally try to piss anybody off, right?
Fine.
No. I'm just saying. No, I'm going to let him say his comment because I know it's somewhat of a joke, but I need people to say, at the end of the day, this is about having a good time. If I wanted to yell and scream at each other, I'd go on some other channels, where I do that all the time. I don't want to yell and scream at each other. I want to be able to have a conversation, whether we agree. We don't have to agree, but we can do it in a way that we can still be cool. Go ahead, Solomon. I'm gonna let you come off mute. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, I've heard Martin said he does not like this player. He thinks he's a prick. He thinks he's racist. I think at this point, I'm going to have to do a U-turn on Enzo Fernandez. I think we should sign him.
So,
and
I mean, you're entitled.
And I'll explain why. And I'll explain why it's funny. If Rodri leaves this summer, we need midfielders to replace him. Obviously, this summer we brought in Anderson, we brought in Body, but we still know it's not enough. So now, I think this club should bring Enzo Fernandez. Do I like him as a person? Hell no, I do not like him as a person. Do I like him as a player? Wait.
Where's my
do I like him? Do I like him as a player? Yes, I do. Does he fit the profile we need?
No one is agreeing with you. I'm sure there are some people who agree with you, but no one is willing to admit it on camera, on stream. Go ahead, finish your comment, though. Go ahead, finish your comment, though.
Do I like him as a player? Yes, I do. I think he fits what we need. He's the perfect 8 that can score goals, that can make assists and create chances. But do I like him as a person? Fuck no, I do not like him as a person. Because obviously he's racist and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that Manchester City should sign him.
Solomon,
so
take away the racism shit, right? The guy's a cunt.
It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
The guy is a cunt. I don't want him anywhere near the Etihad.
All right, so let's move off of Enzo. We're gonna move off of Jack Grealish. John Stones to enter. Here we go. According to Fabrizio Romano, approval on contract terms just arrived. All confirmed. Deal until June 2028. No option for further years. Salary around €4 million net per season.
How dare he go to enter?
Ciao, bella. So,
Dylan, you said, how dare he go to enter? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were being serious. I'm like, what's wrong with enter? So, Ian Dunn, I can rationalize signing Vinny Jr., but F no to Enzo. And that rhymed because I'm a poet
Solomon,
and I don't know it.
Big up for standing for what you believe in.
You got to say what you want to say.
Huge respect for that. It's, saying the difficult things as I learn is not a way to, to get the dopamine of praise from the comments section. So big up for being the alternative voice.
Good luck, John. Not a bad move. Does everybody agree that does you like this move for John Stones? Yeah. Anybody like
Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay, definitely not Arsenal.
Arsenal and Liverpool were interested, as were Chelsea. Anyone but them.
I thought he was going to go back to Everton.
I'm really happy.
I thought he was going to go back to Everton.
Perfect for the very end of his season.
That's what I was that's what I was hoping for.
I must admit, Tariq and Trev, I couldn't imagine John playing against us in the Premier League. It would be heartbreaking, right?
It would be wrong.
It'd be like breaking, because to me, everybody at City loves John Stones.
How do you think Everton have felt for the last, almost 10 years?
No, I think they actually were fine when he went because they got it. They were going nowhere at the time. They understood. It was the same when we were after Branthwaite. Most Everton fans that I know were like, okay, he deserves his shot. And I think there are clubs with fan bases like that, until they get better. And that's when you start getting people being asked.
Well, Trev, we were like that a long time ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In our living memory, we watched players leave that we didn't want to leave, but we didn't slander them. But then again, there was no social media then.
Yeah.
So there wasn't the social media that there is now. But we didn't get emotional and feel like we had to slander them. We wished them well.
He gets to be there with Akanji. I think they typically play a back three.
Yeah.
So imagine he'll thrive in that type of a setup.
Yeah, he'll fit in the middle. He'll fit in the middle really well there.
That's what I would think. I would think he'd be in the middle.
See, we had our own fans slandering him because he was fit for the World Cup. Those people need to grow up.
But again, I think some of that is jokes, right? You know, he's never fit for us. He's always fit for England. Those are somewhat jokes, yeah.
Some nasty stuff.
But I think everyone, and no one has said anything different here. I think everyone wishes him the best in his next move, and hope that he does well.
Love him. Everyone loves him. You know.
All right, let's.
He said the same thing. He's a Tottenham fan, and he loves John Stones.
Let's run through a couple of these really quickly. Ollie Watkins to United as a potential move. Anybody think that makes them a threat? Do we care about that move?
United are never going to be a threat.
Is he a better striker than what's the kid they have up front?
Sesko, yes.
Sesko. Is he better than Sesko?
No.
Yes.
Like he has proved it in the Premier League. He has proved it. Sesko has proved it somewhere else. So I'll say yes. It's proven.
But I don't even know that Sesko has proven it in that way because he doesn't. I mean, he hasn't really been. Okay, a lot of people say no. I'm assuming no. Are you saying no? He's not better than Sesko, or are you saying no? We're still not concerned about it.
I'm not talking about Man United. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, I want to know if they're going to be anywhere near us at the end of the season.
They are not. That's the truth. They are not. They're not good enough.
My favorite thing about
hold on. I can't hear Martin.
My favorite thing about
hold on, Trev. Martin, go ahead.
Are we saying Sesko's proved something?
Well, that's what the comment was. I don't think he has because I don't think he's got enough of a
history or track record. Garbage, United.
In the same season that we signed Marmoush in the January, Marmoush had scored 15 goals in the Bundesliga by January. Okay, Sesko played the whole season in the Bundesliga and got 15 goals.
Yeah.
Can we change this?
We're supposed to believe that Marmoush is rubbish.
He's 10
and
times the
Sesko's
striker
good.
Sesko is.
Yeah.
Can we stop talking about that red shite, please?
He's 10 times the player Ollie Watkins.
I'm just trying to understand if they're going to be a better team this year. All right, so you don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about Blues. But not City Blue, Chelsea Blue. Chelsea linking with Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson. What do we think about those moves? So let me just say this. I'll put myself out there first. I think, yes, it is random, but I think it is not a bad move because they got a lot of young players who need guidance, who need direction. And I think Danny Welbeck as a backup striker is not a bad choice. We need a backup striker who can come in and just spell Holland in moments, but not really be worried about playing consistently. Could do a lot worse than Danny Welbeck in my mind. Now, we would never bring him in because he's well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think we would bring him in because he's, formerly a Red, but if you take that off the table, he would be a good backup, I think, as a Holland backup. And then now I don't know the thing that concerns me is not concerns me. I don't care. But Jordan Henderson, I don't understand that move because again, I don't know that he was at the World Cup, so maybe I'm wrong. What do I know?
Got a little bit of experience, I'd say.
Yeah. So Spicy Potatoes asked the question: would anybody take Jordan Henderson for experience?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no. I wouldn't either. No. Snoopy said, how much immature is a dressing room if you need 2 unks? Usually 1 vet should suffice. Darsh says, Danny Welbeck is a very good backup striker. However, Jordan Henderson, they better hope he does the Bettinelli role because if he starts, they will crumble. Yeah, I don't think he's intending to play very much, but, I think as a locker room guidance, get people together because you can't even count on Enzo Fernandez, one of your captains and leaders, to do it because he's got issues. So outside of Reece James, you can't really count on anybody at Chelsea. So I think Danny Welbeck is a decent pickup, but it's very well possible that both players are past their use by dates, right? I think we're in agreement there.
On that, I always like to tell people that, I like to ask people, and they rarely even dare to guess, how many of our treble-winning team were over 30? The team.
A lot of them.
Not the squad, the team. The team that were most.
What's KDB over 30?
How many of them were over 30?
I think 4 at that time.
4. And
So
if we go to
Gundo,
29, it's 5.
So Gundo, Stones.
Did I get it right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, he said you got it right. So what is the 4? Is it Gundo, Stones,
Kevin
Let
De
me pull it
Bruyne?
up.
it was KDB.
Eddie, I think was as well. And Walker.
Wait, was Ederson? 30 on there?
I think Eddie and
I'm
Walker.
just trying to search for it because I've got it somewhere.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna ask a question.
Edison, Silva, Laporte, De Bruyne.
You leaving? All right, Alan. Appreciate you, sir.
Riyad Mahrez, Gundo, Kyle Walker.
Oh, Riyad Mahrez.
So here we go. It's actually more than 4. Edison. It doesn't say. Oh no, that they were under 30, but getting close to it. Okay, here's the 30 plus. De Bruyne, Mahrez, Gundo, and Walker, and Scott Carson, which doesn't count. Okay, let me do the 29 because that brings it out. But you were right. It was 4.
I do know my stuff, innit?
Yeah, it was just a lucky guess. It was just a lucky guess. We're not going to give you credit. No credit given on this show, sir.
Yeah, and by the way, wait, before you guys, I heard them. I was watching the Elliot Anderson. The Elliot Anderson was in first interview, and at the point he said Manchester City are the kings of Manchester. I'm hearing United fans going all crazy about what he said, saying Kobe Main is going to teach him a lesson at the Manchester Derby. That Manchester Derby, we'll see what. I'm like, yeah, for the last 10 to 13 years, we've been well on top of Manchester United. The Glazers and Ineos have won that football club. While now the kings of Manchester. How old is Anderson now? He's 23 years old. Maybe when he started knowing about Manchester, watching Manchester City and Manchester United, Manchester City was probably doing well when it first starting to watch football and stuff. So I'm hearing Manchester United say rubbish things that Kobe Main is going to teach him a lesson in the Manchester Derby. That Elliot Anderson doesn't know how to speak, that he's just a kid, he doesn't know what to say. Yes, because we have been on top of you for the last 10 years. When Elliot Anderson probably started watching football, maybe he was 12, 13 years old, and he's 23 years old now. So maybe, and he said, as long as I've known Manchester City has been the kings of Manchester. Read that statement again. For as long as I've known.
Yeah.
That
You're not going to get any pushback here. No pushback here at all. But I get it. United fans are upset. They're all in a tizzy for some reason. But yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Again, they're not at the top. They don't know how to handle it, and it is what it is. We're gonna go quickly. I know you're looking for that, Trev. I'll let you when you find it. We'll pull it up real quick. But PGMOL confirmed a new goalkeeper injury trial aimed at avoiding intentional delays. Under some circumstances, if the game is stopped due to a keeper injury, an outfield player must now leave the pitch immediately and stay off for at least 1 minute. Exceptions include if a keeper is fouled and immediately needs treatment, collisions, and if a keeper is bleeding. So I'm going to start this question this way. Let's assume that Donnarumma is down. It's deemed to be, time waste. Not even time wasting, but it's deemed to be, we're trying to get a tactical break, right? Who do you take off the pitch? Do you take off a defender? Do you take off your striker? You take off one of your midfielders? Who would you, Martin, you're a manager or have been. Who would you take off in that scenario? You take off one of your outside backs? Left back, right back? Martin is not listening to me.
I've got the answer to I've got the rest of those players, by the way.
All right, so if we make it down to 29, we'll let you get it. Go ahead.
29 or over in the treble winning team. That means starters or regular, played often enough. Forget Scott Carson, doesn't count. Kyle Walker, Gundo, De Bruyne, Mahrez. Walker was 33, Gundo was 32, De Bruyne was 32, Mahrez was 32. Ortega, okay, you can take him out if you want because he was the backup. Edison was 20. Here's the 29-year-olds. Edison, Stones, and Laporte.
Ederson, Stones, Laporte. So I thought Stones might be on that list, but he was 29.
So given that 6 players were 29, which is actually probably a couple of years older than when people start calling players unks. Is anyone changing their mind about the unk balance? Is anyone changing their mind about who they call unks? I think how many unks you should have in the team?
Yeah, I just think that
now. Why like saying unks?
So Martin, you left when I asked you a question, but you're back. I'm going to put you on the spot as a manager. We're talking about this new rule that if a keeper is deemed to be not really truly injured, then you have to take off one of your other outfield players. So if you're the manager, Donnarumma goes down, and it's deemed to be just for tactical reasons. We've seen it happen. Let's not pretend it hasn't. Now, I don't think he's done it the most. I don't think his picture should have been on the tweet or whatever. But let's just, for the sake of that, forget that for the moment. Donnarumma goes down. Not taking him off. What player are you taking off? And I don't need, like, what position are you taking off? Are you taking off a defender? Are you taking off a forward? Are you taking off a midfielder? Who are you taking off in that situation?
It would depend on the scenario of the game, what score we're at, where we're at. If you like, usually the keeper does that. You
big up Crunk.
You sort of 2-0 up and you want to time waste a little bit, so I'll probably take off the striker if it's only 5 minutes.
So we've seen, like, even in the first half where I think it might have been in the first half where Donnarumma went down. You know, everybody goes over and talks to Pep. But I could understand, especially if it's late in the match, you definitely take off.
People are going to get a bit shocked with the Maresca situation because Maresca is a lot more defensive minded than Pep Guardiola ever was. And the perfect example of it, and I would love people to go and watch this game, is when Chelsea went to Man United earlier on in the season. As soon as they went down to 10 men, the striker came off.
Yeah,
you know, that's Maresca will hold on to a one. He is sometimes a bit of a typical Italian manager.
Yeah,
he will.
It's going to be a little bit of a. Well, first of all, is he going to be able to take off Erling Haaland? Is Erling Haaland going to go for that? I don't know.
I think it's going to be a culture shock for some people.
Yeah, it will be because again, we're so used to being, like you said, offensive minded. That to be
a lot more defensive.
Yeah, to be defensive minded is going to be a bit of a
for me,
switch.
It's going to be a mix between a Mancini and Pep sort of combo.
Okay,
and it will depend on
there is actually Nobbins did a very good section about this. It's not new, but it's actually more impactful than that change from the PGMOL. If you remember, the season just gone, before that season, the PGMOL released a statement that was about the barging of keepers. Mm-hmm. If a player barges a keeper and they're not looking at the ball, their only focus is on the keeper, that's going to be clamped down on. And they didn't clamp down on it. Nobbins went through the numbers on how many points Arsenal would have got had goals like that been disallowed or they've been penalised for goals like that. They wouldn't have won the league. We would. But regardless, I mean, that's just a nice bit of...
Do you know what the most annoying thing is, Chad, with these
but they've just reinforced their intention. So do you want me to read it? The strict... Now they've said, okay, well, last season we were going to enforce it and they didn't, right? So this season they've released a statement saying they're going to strictly enforce what was already a rule, and I think this has more impact than anything on Arsenal specifically. Okay, and the rule that they are strictly enforcing this season, or they say they're going to, is no intent to play the ball. An attacking player makes a clear non-footballing action with zero intent of challenging for the ball. Now, we know that at every corner, Arsenal had a man whose only job was to barge the keeper or to interfere with the keeper, not to win the ball. The next bit of it, there's just 3 parts. Impactful contact. The player who initiates contact that restricts or blocks the goalkeeper's ability to move, jump, and play the ball. Boom. Right? That's half of Arsenal's goals gone. Set piece tactic. Referees are instructed to immediately award a free kick to the defending team to completely eliminate the trend of deploying blockers on corner kicks.
So this is what I was going to say.
If they are going to seriously implement it, this is massive.
Well, this is what I was going to say. We like to talk because, again, it's Arsenal, right? So we're going to talk about Arsenal. We're going to banter to some extent. But I think the reality is that every team does this to some extent. And I hope, and even us, we used to see Bernardo blocking people off, whatever. I hope that just goes away. But even what about the people who are, you're like Haaland, right? So you're matched up with Haaland, and your whole job, you're not even watching the ball. Your whole job is to hold Haaland, to push Haaland, to pull Haaland, to keep Haaland from getting to the ball. So again, you're not trying to play the ball. Why is Haaland any different than Donnarumma or anybody else?
I just need to correct something. It was typical City Johnny, not Nobbins. I get the two confused. I don't know why, but they just mixed up in my head. It was typical City.
No, I'm gonna make a joke. Everybody, never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
We all remember.
If you have to make a disclaimer, don't make the joke.
If you look at the Norway goal that was disallowed, Erling Haaland had thrown Elliot Anderson to the ground.
But Elliot Anderson wasn't playing the ball. Elliot Anderson was playing the man. He was guarding. He was holding the man. And Haaland said, "Get off me," and he just extended it.
This is my worry.
It wasn't a foul on the keeper. He wasn't impeding the keeper. He wasn't intentionally badging a keeper. It's not the same thing. This rule is specifically.
I get that the rule is specifically about the keeper. I say that it should be extended, and we should treat all the players inside the box the same way.
Yeah, fair enough.
And this is my worry. We played this game.
Yes,
before.
You do.
But we played this game before. We all remember Trossard getting sent off.
I hope it wasn't an ageist joke.
No, it wasn't an ageist joke. I was going to say that I was going to make a joke and say that all white people look alike because you like, I got them all mixed up. I was going to say all white people look alike.
Love that.
Yeah.
You should have made that joke.
Do you all remember the kicking the ball away rule? That was enforced.
But it was selectively.
Yeah, it was enforced for about the first month of the season. And then, because we all remember Trossard getting sent off at the Etihad and Arsenal fans going barman, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is my worry. Because we've had so many rules. We had this, this 5-second rule to come up with now. We've had this ruling before, but it was 8 seconds. Where goalies had 8 seconds to clear the ball. And Alan Shearer got penalised for it. He was one of the only ones. But then, once everyone starts to bitch and the moaning and the complaining, being the managers and the players, and they all go crying to the PGML come like September, October, they relax it all again. And that's what I want to see.
To weak leadership at the PGMOL.
Exactly. So this is, are the PGMOL going to stay strong on this? Or are they going to do what they always do and relent come October?
Yeah. The other thing that I saw
out of his depth.
Yeah. The other thing that I saw was I don't know if it was, I forget who it was, but some organization, it might have been UEFA in general, but it might have been a different organization, basically talking about VAR and only having VAR intervene on things that are truly, clear mistakes. I forget the phrase.
Clear and obvious.
Clear and obvious. Thank you. I'm showing my age. Clear and obvious errors, right? So if it's not clear and obvious, don't get involved. Again, clear and obvious, we probably have people will pick that bar differently, but
what they fail to understand is how much content VAR would generate, and now they won't touch it because it just creates massive amounts of engagement and content and outrage. And so they're not going to touch VAR. They're not going to improve it because that's part of the business. And they love the fact that the conversation is about that.
I don't think you can improve VAR. You can only improve the people running it, and I think that's a little bit of a wishful thinking.
I think you can improve it if you are consistent.
Aren't they meant to be bringing in this auto offside into the Premier League at some point?
Supposedly, I haven't heard any more about it, but yeah, they're supposed to be. They were supposed to bring it in last season, but they didn't.
Threshold. Wasn't he going to give a 5 centimeter threshold?
I don't know, but
in which case we'll be arguing about the 6 centimeter.
Yeah, that's
as opposed to the toenail.
Just gonna be I've never had a problem with anyone arguing about 6 centimeters, so I'm all right.
Hey.
Okay, now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get up off of here. But before we do, I want to ask you to do me a favor. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I think there's a hype button. I don't know what it does, but hit that button too. Hit all the buttons down there. There's a bell button. Hit all them buttons. Hit them all because it helps your boy out so much. Not the unsubscribe one. If there's an unsubscribe button and you hit it, we're gonna have problems. I'm gonna be angry, and you're not gonna like me when I'm angry. At least that's what. That's what.
Mark Ruffalo.
What'd you say?
Mark Ruffalo quote. You don't like me when I'm angry.
No, everyone likes to try and make me angry to me. That's what everyone's job is now.
No, but certainly do appreciate all of you that have hung out with me all night, hung out with all of us. To everybody that's on the panel, Martin, Spartacus, Trev, Solomon, everybody that's been here, Luke, people who have come on, Matthew and others. Certainly appreciate all of you. As always, thank you for your support. I said it last week. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers between now and the end of the year. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and help your boy out. Certainly appreciate it. I am Snoopy. You're in the chat. I don't know if you heard this earlier. I am sitting down with Alex Dono. Dono is a Miami University Miami football. American football podcaster. He's got his show that he does, a daily show on Locked On Network. I'm going to be sitting down with him on Thursday. Would you guys? I'm trying to figure out if I should do that live and do a stream or just do a recording and then try to chop it up. I don't know.
If you do it live, you can take the benefit of the both sides, right? Because it's
do it live and then do shorts or videos out.
Yeah, because then he also does. He's an Inter Milan fan. So we're gonna talk American football, what I call world football. We're gonna talk it all, and egg ball, according to Sean Duggan. Yep, we're gonna talk that for a little bit. I'm a Miami fan. Snoopy's a Miami fan. If you are in the UK and you don't have an American college football team, you should support University of Miami. It's just the right thing to do. Go ahead and support it. It's the best. It's the best team in the.
I'll give that a mess.
What'd you say?
I'll give that one a mess.
No,
are they the Man United of college football?
No, God, no.
Okay.
No.
So who are the Man City of college football?
Not Texas A&M. Sean, come on, man. Texas A&M? Really?
Who are the Man City of it? Come on, it can't be that hard.
So who's the Man City of college football? Let's see. Well, so if I had to actually, and I hate to say this, so Snoopy's probably going to hate me for this. I might actually say that Miami is like maybe Liverpool. And I say that because we were really good. We won a lot of national championships. And then we've had an extended period where we haven't been good. We were really good last year. We got beat in the national championship game, and we're hoping to actually put it together this season and be better. I don't like that because I hate Liverpool. I want to say that,
and you just hit them with the Liverpool stick.
I know, and I hate it. I want to answer your question and be like, we're Man City, of course we are. But if I really were to try to be honest about it,
I admire the honesty. Okay, so all right, I'm still shopping.
No, you just stop shopping. Just go check out with the University of Miami and call it a day.
Who's New York's college team?
They're not
Should
any
I hate
good.
them?
Rutgers, you don't want to be there. Ugh.
Oh,
you don't want
I've never
Rutgers.
heard of them. I kind of like them now.
Yeah, you don't want Rutgers. Oh, there you go. So here we go. He's right. People do call us cheaters and make fun of our attendance. That is the perfect answer. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We are criticized because we don't have our own stadium and nobody shows up. Nobody comes to your games. Empty seats. Absolutely perfect.
Snoopy.
Thank you, Snoopy. Yes.
You have
Maybe
washed off the Liverpool stain.
If it didn't take
that
4
our
hours.
host put on them.
Yes. So that is a perfect example. But anyway, we're going to be talking college football. We're going to talk football of all sorts with Alex Dono. So we will do that on Thursday, which is a new thing. I'm going to try to start doing what I'm going to call this new series. I don't know if I'm going to call it like Creator Connect, but I'm just going to try to connect with content creators across sports in general, right? And maybe if there's somebody that's outside of sports, I'll do that too. But typically it'll be sports related. So someone that's doing sports content creation. So of course, I'm not going to bring Martin on because Martin does this every week. But people like that. I'll if Crunk is on, I'll be bringing in my Shades of Blue, Show Bros, stuff like that. But just doing another, I don't know if it'll be every week, but just a second show that we'll do on the channel, or content that we'll do on the channel. So big up everybody. Again, I do appreciate it. No, you are never too Scottish, too British, too English, too whatever for college football. You got to love it. It's great. It is the closest thing that America has to the passion and the tribalism of football. It is the closest thing that we have. Our MLS and NFL, NBA, they don't have the same passion that college football does. The hate that you see in football is what you'll find in college football. Big up to Liam for subscribing. Thank you. To the Fallen Ghost 456. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And of course, big up to Ian Dunn for the super chat earlier. Big up everybody. Thank you so much again for being here. And we'll talk again really soon. Talk to you later.